Oh, yeah. It's time to party, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Killjoy Jake YouTube channel, where we're having fun, we're talking horror, and we're staying cool. It's freezing outside. Speaking of staying cool. my fiance and I decided we needed to treat ourselves this evening. And we braved the 9-degree weather here in Cleveland, Ohio, and got some tacos from the Bell. Not sponsored. But anyways, wow. You know, that used to be the cheap fast food place. My God. Lord Almighty. Borderline not worth it. But anyways, we're here to talk about horror movies. I could go on a rant about food that I love too, my other passion. And maybe, you know, one day I'm gonna do this channel for until I die. But if God forbid YouTube decides to strike down this channel, I'm starting a food page. I love food. I love it too much. It's a problem, in fact. That's gonna be what I do next, though. Erica's saying, yeah, Taco Bell isn't cheap anymore, but then again, nothing is. There's no, like, dude, you know, honestly, what I recommend is go to like Costco or Sam's Club. Get that like $1.50 dog or whatever, and like the $2.50 slice of pie. This is what I guess I'm still hungry because I wanted to start today's stream talking about food. I don't know what it is. But anyways, Peyton is so cool. We got a $2 super chat already before the timer has even begun. You're amazing. Peyton, so much love to you, my friend. Thank you for being a channel member too. You're saying thoughts on the Kevin Williamson vid that we got today. It was awesome. Yes, so, of course, we're here to talk about a whole bunch of horror, Scream 7 being one of those things, as it's less than a month away now. Really exciting stuff. We got a whole lot of crazy marketing today. One of the big things, Kevin Williamson posted a brand new video talking about just, you know, being able to come on board this franchise in a different role than usual, directing and writing, doing all these different creative jobs that he hasn't really even done before, which is really exciting. You know, he's never directed one of these flicks. And it's really, I think it's really exciting because I think it's something he's always wanted to do, and now he's got this opportunity to make it happen. Kind of felt like after, you know, Christopher Landon dropped out, it was like, not happening. You know, just not. We're not gonna make it. We're just not gonna make it happen. And I'm so glad that you know he kind of stepped up and was able to direct the flick. So there was a lot of excitement with this one. I feel like they're just leading. They're leading this film forward with the fact that Kevin is directing, you know what I mean? And that tells me that if Scream 7 does nothing else right, I think it's going to absolutely capture the vibe of the original movies, and I think just for that alone, some people are going to like this movie more than 5 and 6. I'll tell you that right now. I'm very confident in that. There's a lot of things I'm worried about regarding Scream 7, but in terms of like capturing the tone of the late 90s, early 2000s flicks, I think this movie's definitely going to be able to do that, maybe more so than the last 2 movies. We're going to have a familiar soundtrack, we're going to have a familiar feel with the direction and just writing overall. So I think like in that case, we're going to hit. I don't know about some other places with this one, but if that's all you're looking for, if the biggest thing that bugged you with 5 and 6 was that they didn't feel like Scream, this movie is definitely going to fix that. I'll say that. I'll definitely say that about Scream 7. Other elements of this one, I am definitely worried about because it feels very rinse and repeat of a lot of the other flicks we've already gotten. So what I'll say is that video just tells me it's more of that. It's more of that thought kind of bouncing around my brain. That's really exciting. We're getting a Scream movie that feels more like original Scream, and I think that's going to be nostalgic in an all-new kind of weirdly fresh way, I think, for this franchise after 5 and 6 kind of did its own thing. So I'm excited for that element to Scream 7 for sure. So that video kind of gives me more of that vibe. We got a lot of really cool updates today too, Peyton. We also got a little I think it was a new like interview snippet from Matthew Lillard talking about like his role in the flick. And I think, like, I'm paraphrasing here, but he essentially says he's like, you know, no matter what it was, I was going to come back to this flick as I've been, you know, campaigning to come back as to Scream at some point. And he's like, I don't even care what the role was. I was there for it. And that kind of tells me, you know, it's probably AI deepfake stew. But, you know, still, I have all my predictions about how I'm going to feel about the movie. I'm just excited to actually experience it. And it's going to be cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're here for it. I'm excited for it. I hope it rocks. I hope it totally bangs. Thank you, Erica, saying all chat, hit that like button. Appreciate you for that, Erica. Thank you for the 2. So much love. Very good stuff. Thank you, Peyton and Erica, for supporting the page. Greatly appreciate that. All right, let's say hi to a bunch of other wonderful folks who are joining us tonight. We got Michael Rue saying, what's up? What's up, Michael? Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for being a channel member. Ghost in the Dark Kills is saying, I have a quick question for you. What do you want to see for the end credits for Scream 7? And did you see the new Scream 7 video? It's sick. Yes. What do I want to see for the end credits? Like maybe a song? You know, I always want to see Scream do like modern music put into their thing, but like, you know, the soundtrack for these movies just doesn't get better than Scream 3. Can I be so honest? Like, it doesn't get better than that. It does not get better than the Scream 3 soundtrack. So I'm almost kind of hoping that they do a little bit of a throwback to late 90s, early thousands music. I doubt they'll actually do that. I think it's going to be a lot of modern stuff, just because this is a very like, this is a YA franchise. Young adults, you know, are more drawn to this series, I feel, than any demographic. So it'll probably be a lot of like, you know, hip music, as the kids would say. The kids are not saying that, but but yeah, like more modern music and some cool, hopefully some good stuff. Hopefully something that bangs. We also got Jacob Pace Wells saying, hey Jake, it's Jacob Wells. What's up, Jacob Wells? Welcome in. I like your name, dude. What's up, what's up? I might post my very first reaction video onto YouTube. I tried with a music video reaction, but my channel got copyright claimed. Whoops, any advice on starting YouTube? Yeah, you know, reactions are really tough to do. I'm actually throwing my hat into the ring this week, to literally tomorrow. Just throwing this out there for our friends here who like horror movies. I'm starting a new series tomorrow where I'm reacting to different horror movies that I want to rewatch. I am finding myself not having any time to actually go and, you know, to go and actually rewatch a bunch of these flicks. And I really want to rewatch the first 2 Strangers movies before Chapter 3 comes out in like about 2 weeks from now. Or is it a week? Is it a week from Friday? Time is moving too fast. But anyways, I'm starting a new series, rewatching a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna be posting my video tomorrow, rewatching this bad boy right here, The Strangers. And then next week, we'll be doing The Strangers Pray at Night. So I'm really excited for that. I'm not gonna be rewatching Strangers Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. I have seen those movies enough times already. But these 2 movies totally rock. So we're gonna be rewatching those. And then we're gonna be rewatching the Scream movies for that series as well. But my advice about reaction videos is that you typically really only get, for movies at least, like 5 to 10 seconds of something before you got to like cut to something else. Or YouTube will kind of find a way to wiggle its way in there and claim shit. And with music, it's even worse. Like music, dude, music content is so hard to make on this platform and keep it monetized. I know a guy, what's his name? HT Hayes, I want to say. Love this dude's videos, and I have no idea how he monetizes his content, but I know that he makes a lot of his money from like his Patreon and all that. I've also seen some of that. I follow a lot of different weird YouTubers who are like in different niches just to see like what they're up to. This guy's great. If you guys are not subscribed to him, he's got 1 million subs. Just great in terms of reactions. He cracks me up. He's wonderful. But he makes a lot of music content, and I don't know how he monetizes his content. You might want to study him if you want to do music stuff. That's what I'll that's the advice I'll give you. But he's great. Mad shout out to him. He cracks me up with every single video I've seen of his. So music content, that is something I have not figured out personally. I've just been figuring out how to try to get more movie clips into my videos without YouTube cracking down on it. And YouTube is cracking down on that shit lately, man. A lot of weird stuff going on with all that. So it's nuts. It's nuts. All right, who else is with us? I want to say hi to a few more folks, and then we got some super chats coming through. Guys, thank you for the support. RJ Skorenki is saying, hey, Jake, me and my friend are going out to lunch tomorrow at 11 a.m. You gave me an idea, Jake. Hell yeah. I'm glad I gave you an idea. That's wonderful. I hope that you have a fun time going out to lunch. Stay safe if you're in a cold area, you know, bundle up. I forget to do that shit. I'll forget, like, I'm like, oh, it's not that cold outside, and it is that cold outside. Like, just wear the beanie, wear the extra coat, put on the hoodie, you know what I mean? Just bundle up. RJ, thank you for being a channel member, my friend. So much love. Erica is also moderating tonight. We always appreciate the hell out of Erica. Thank you for being with us. I think I said hi to you already, but Erica deserves a double hello. Hello, hello. Welcome in. I don't play favorites. I don't know what you're talking about. Kay is also with us, saying hi to Critical Overlord, who is also with us. Hello. Big group hello to all of the wonderful friends who are joining us tonight, by the way. If I missed you, I'm so sorry. I will get to you soon. I promise. But we have Peyton throwing another $5 out there. Peyton, thank you for the support, my friend. You're saying, I wanted to know if there was a one in your... I did get the email. No worries. Yes, I did get the email. If so, you have the script. I think I just wanted to know it was the right one. I hope you enjoy it. Jake. Peyton, thank you so much, my friend. I greatly appreciate you. I was gonna make it a surprise, but I'm gonna give you a little bit of a shout out in this video tomorrow. I want to shout out your Stranger's script. So thank you for supporting the page. Thank you for sending me your script. I'm gonna read it ASAP as soon as I have time. So I again really appreciate you sending me that my way, guys. Peyton wrote a whole fan film script for a Strangers movie. And I can already tell you it's better than Strangers Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. So I'm really excited to read it over here soon, Peyton. I appreciate you bunches. Thank you for the 5. And yes, I did get it. I saw your email. So thank you. Thank you for sending that my way. Josh Petrino is also with us, VFX artist for Terrifiers 2 and 3. Guys, he does other stuff too. I always say that. And he has done other stuff, just for the record, but outside of Terrifiers 2 and 3. But Josh is great. We love Josh. What's up, Josh? You're saying, I saw Scream 7 early. It's no Chud 2, but it's good. I mean, if it's not better than Chud 2, though, you know, that's kind of a masterpiece. Frankly, I want Scream 7 to live up to that. Spoiler alert, Danny DeVito is Ghostface. Matthew Lillard is Sid. They fight Art the Clown. Poo poo pee pee. Fuck. All my predictions are coming true, Josh. And you know, I'm not happy about it. I'm so pissed that we predicted the whole film. We've been talking about this for a while, that little Danny DeVito would be underneath the mask, and here we are. I'm just kidding. That's wonderful. You know, I still need to see the new season of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I still haven't had time to watch that. And it's not even new anymore. Like, you can't even call it the new season. Like, I think it came out last year. Like early last year. So I'm still behind on that. I love that show to death. And I love Danny DeVito is one of my favorite parts of it. When he climbs out of that couch butt naked, that's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. If that's how he like comes out of the Ghostface robe, like just ripping it off like he's the trash man. I throw garbage in the ring. I love it. I want some of that energy in Scream 7, frankly. And Chuds. If we don't have Chuds coming out of the sewers of Pine Grove, frankly, I will walk out of the theater, Josh. Dude, thank you for the 5. You know, clearly you actually have seen Scream 7 early, and I hope you liked it. Yo, we got Fort Misery Gaming saying, Jake, it's cold here in Florida. I have to wear a hoodie. It's 44 degrees. See, though, that's actually valid, because if you're in that hot weather all the time, and then it dips below 50, like, you're probably freezing. Like, I get that. I would kill for that weather right now, personally, because I'm in like 9-degree weather. But I get it at the same time. So I'm actively gonna make fun of you, but I get it. No, I'm just kidding. Enzo Borghetto is saying, what's up, Jake? Finally caught you on your live stream. I can't fucking read, sorry. My theater is surprisingly slow. I can't fucking read. I said it already, sorry. Surprisingly showing Iron Lung, and I'm so excited. Yes, so lots of new horror movies come out this week, guys. Iron Lung being probably the underdog here, kind of. Here's what's interesting. So Iron Lung is breaking down barriers. It doesn't have a distributor. They just got in contact with some theaters. They're like, play our movie, please. And now it's playing in like, is it 2,500 different theaters now? Which is crazy. Like, that's a lot of fucking theaters. So it's showing like all over the place now. It's all over the world. It was like supposed to just be like a couple of theaters, but Markiplier was like, fuck that shit. We're getting this into more theaters. Love that. Love the tenacity. Love the just, you know, get up, let's do it attitude of this movie. And my God, does it look good. It is a really cool idea for a movie. I'm really excited for it. I've been watching Markiplier since I was just a little fetus. And my God, am I excited. I'm really, really, really excited. So that's gonna rock. But this weekend gets even cooler because Send Help, Sam Raimi's next horror movie. It's been a little while since he directed a bona fide horror flick. You know, don't forget, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness or whatever, was that really a horror movie? I mean, not really. You know, I've been wanting like a Sam Raimi horror movie for some time now. This is gonna be that. If I'm not mistaken, 93%, 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is awesome. And guys, as per usual, Sam Raimi, do not miss. He does not miss, baby. So this is gonna rock. So if there's any horror movie you should watch this weekend, it's both of those. Go see them both, because both some really cool stories behind these. And I'm almost kind of mad that they're fighting, this weekend a little bit for that top spot. But go see them both. I think they're both gonna totally rock. So Enzo, thank you for joining us. I know we've been talking about collaborating. I have just been like wall-to-wall busy lately. Apologies. I am planning a wedding right now. I am running a YouTube channel, and I'm also working on a little secret project. So it's just been, all my time has been dedicated to stuff. But we will get something going here very shortly, once things start to slow down a bit. But thank you for being with us tonight. The Beer Belly Angler is saying, hey Jake, I watched Scream 4 again last night. I think it's still my favorite. What's yours? The original Scream will always be my number one from the franchise, but my favorite sequel is definitely Scream 4. Scream 4 totally rocks. I think it has one of the best reveals of all the sequels. And I also I love the kills. I love the atmosphere of that flick in particular. I think it's, honestly, I think it's easily the best sequel. Like, I think there's a lot of other, there's a lot of other good ones too. But 4 just hits the most for me personally. It's Wes Craven's last go-around too, and I think you can kind of feel that in the film. There's so much of him in that movie, so much of his personality, and I love it. I love it to death. So it's probably it's 100% my second favorite Wes Craven Scream film. So and honestly, out of his whole catalog, Scream 4 is definitely, I think, one of the better ones. I don't know, me personally, I love Scream 4 is great, man. It's got its weird little warts, but I still love it. It's awesome, man. So I'm going to be rewatching that one soon, too, on this cool little series that we're starting tomorrow. Ghost in the Dark Kills is asking if I would go up. If you go up, you can see my comment on Psycho Killer. I think I saw that. Hang on. Let's go back up. I'm really excited for Psycho Killer. Guys, this is going to be fun. I don't know. I might have missed it. If you're asking about Psycho Killer, I am very excited for this movie. It stars Georgina Campbell in kind of a slightly different role than how we saw her in Barbarian, of course. And I am just, I'm really hyped. I'm really hyped for more Georgina Campbell horror. And this movie also looks really cool. It's coming out around Valentine's Day. I think it's the 13th, if I'm not mistaken, which, like, every horror movie is coming out on that day. Fun fact. Yeah, is it the third? Is this one also the 13th? No, it's the 20th. Okay, this is the week after. Yeah, dude, the February 13th, there's like a million horror movies. It's just like this weekend. Like, there's so much stuff coming out, I don't even know what to cover. Like, it's crazy. But no, this movie gonna totally rock. This is February 20th, so week before Scream 7, we'll be talking about Psycho Killer. If you guys have not seen the trailer for this, it looks sick. Oh yeah, and it's written by the guy that wrote 7 too. So like, it's gonna be pretty fucking awesome, if you ask me. It's the feature directorial debut of this guy, Gavin Poloni. Obviously never heard of him before if this is his debut, but that's really exciting. It's got a really good cast for this being the dude's first movie. This might be a little bit of a sleeper hit. It's got some great producers on board. It's got a great cast, a really cool concept too. So yeah, if you guys haven't heard about this one yet, definitely look into it. A lot of love for this one. A lot of excitement, a lot of hype. This might be one of the better February flicks. Guys, so many crazy slashers coming out next month too. Like, if you're a slasher fan, February is going to be your month this year. Wow, lots of stuff coming. Carter Knows All is saying, hey Jake, is every movie theater going to be selling the Ghostface popcorn bucket, or do we have to get it online? Didn't know if you heard anything. I specifically have not heard anything, but my guess is that it's probably going to be like an online thing for a little while, and maybe they'll have them in stores. This is a little more of a hot commodity versus like some other popcorn buckets that get released, So my guess is you're probably going to have to order, like, you'll be able to order it soon. I've heard that they're going to ship out on Valentine's Day. That's what I've read. That's what's been officially published. We don't have like a place to go pick them up quite yet, to my knowledge. That might have changed since I last reported on all that at the top of the week, but I'm not 100% sure. I would just keep looking for updates on it. I will let you know. I will if I see anything, I will absolutely let you know. Kate from Florida is hanging out with us. What's up, Kate? Welcome in. Hello. Welcome. Michael is saying, dude, the new season of Always Sunny is one of the best they've done. Ah, man, fuck. The season before that was pretty damn good, too, so I'm really hyped for this. I love Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It just cracks me the fuck up. Peyton is throwing $2 out there saying, oh my God, a shout out. I fucking love you, dude. Hell yeah, dog. Thank you for supporting the page, and thanks for sharing all this fun stuff with me, man. I really appreciate it. The community we built here, I really think is just is wonderful. Just so many great people a part of this whole thing. So I appreciate you all. You guys are fantastic. But Peyton, thank you for the support. Thanks for thanks for keeping things fun around here. I greatly appreciate you, my friend. Cody is saying, sup, Jake? Got some more movies coming to you next week, or so Frankenstein OG and Us, so watch out for those. OG Frankenstein, hell yeah, dog. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for that. Thank you. Much love. Fort Misery Gaming is also saying, Jake, also, I finally got a home theater system for our 85-inch 8K screen. You're fucking loaded, bro. Nice. And we christened it with The Substance for the family movie. For the family movie night was The Substance, bro. You're on another level. Much mad respect. You're way too cool. And went over well with everyone, huh? Okay, nice. You wouldn't think it would with everyone. I don't know if everyone would have a fun time watching that movie, but hey, rock on to you. You have a very cool family, is what I'll say. Man, I just rewatched that. That is a masterpiece. I mean, that is like a 10 out of 10 movie. Like I was just as excited after watching that just like the first time. I mean, that's just one of those special horror flicks that, again, I think we're going to be talking about years and years to come from now. So I just finished up The Studio over on Apple TV, and there's a really bizarre reference to The Substance. Like, out of absolutely nowhere, one of the characters just starts talking about how she greenlit a new Coralie Farja body horror, which I was like, what? All the horror references on that show are so great. Love it. A lot of good stuff. Ghostface Cody, yes, I did see the Scream 7 behind the scenes little trailer. That was fun, really fun stuff. I watched it a few times, not really sure if I'm not really sure if there's anything like to make a whole video on, but it is exciting. A lot of hype there. There was a fun quote from Mr. Matthew Lillard though, that we will probably be talking about later on in the week. So lots of good stuff going on with Scream 7. It's just going to be nonstop Scream shit, I think, for a little while. Spicy Ginger 1331 is saying, Jake, you'll enjoy Send Help. It's definitely your kind of flick. It's Sam Raimi. It's gonna be my kind of flick. This dude just does not miss. I love Sam Raimi movies to death. So yes, I am really excited for it. A lot of people got to see it already. I just did not get the early screener for that one. So Sam Raimi was like, fuck this Killjoy Jake guy. I'm kidding. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to watch it. I have tickets for very early tomorrow, and I'll have a little out of the theater video go up for over on the shorts, which is going to be fun. What else is going on here? Do you think that, what do you think about the popcorn bucket and the cup for Scream 7? I mean, looks even cooler than the Scream 6 one. You know, you got blood dripping down Ghostface's face. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. That's a lot of fun. I'm all about that. So I'm probably gonna be okay with this one, but I will admit, the blood dripping down the face, that's pretty damn cool. It's funny, Brad Miska over at Dread Central wrote in his article about it. He's like, the only way you're able to just like keep collecting these is if you have infinite shelf space in your mansion. I'm paraphrasing him, but I just thought that was so funny because I'm like, I am out of room. Like, I have no more room for popcorn buckets. I got 3, and like that's really all I got room for. Set redecoration is coming very soon, by the way. Fun fact, we're working on that currently. So very, very soon you're going to see some new shit behind me, some actual cool lights and bullshit. I don't like the way it looks now, so we're going to fix that up. Critical Overlord saying the movie that gave us Kirby. Hayden Panettiere is fine in all the ways. We love Hayden for so many reasons around here. Yeah, no, Hayden Panettiere, yes. She can be in 100 more Scream movies. Let's make that happen. Vinko is saying, okay, Jake, here's a question for you. What's the greatest scene of all time? Not movie, but movie scene. Greatest scene of all time. Do you mean like not a horror movie? Like just like a movie scene? Like what's the best scene in just a flick in general? I mean, that's really tough, man. There's so many great moments in movie history just across the board. You know, like what's the one that hits the best? I don't even How could I narrow it down to just one? There's so many great movie moments. You know what? One of my, I'll just name one of mine, just because anything at all is what you're saying. Just anything. One of my favorite scenes in a movie ever is in The Matrix, where Neo walks into that fucking building with all the guns. Dude, 10 out of 10. Like, no notes. That is one of the coolest fight sequences in movie history. Like, what? He walks in, he goes through the fucking metal detector, and they're like, sir, stop, we gotta wand you. And then he opens up his coat and he's got like 1 million guns. Or is that, yeah, I can't remember if that was what's her name, Carrie-Anne Moss, is that? Yeah, I can't remember if that was Trinity or not. It's been a minute since I've seen it, but point being, that whole sequence and the slow motion shooting and the walls exploding, it's, oh my god. I mean, I would just kill to make a scene like that on a crazy big set. That would be wonderful. So I've just always loved that. That's one of my favorite moments in the whole Matrix. That's my favorite movie of all time, by the way, the Matrix. 10 out of 10 will always be my favorite. Love that one to death. Erica Stabs for likes is saying Jake is a goal started. He only needs 6 more super chats, and then he will stay live a little longer. And maybe we'll even play some horror games tonight. Y'all were not into the Fortnite last night, so we will play horror games tonight. And I'm up for whatever, so you guys get to pick what horror game we play. Something I have downloaded on my computer, though. When is Scream 7 tickets going on sale, says Jesse. I'm not 100% sure. There's probably a date. It's probably like top of February would be my guess, is when they're going live. Yeah, you'll be able to get them soon, though, I'm sure, and we'll definitely be talking about it in a video. Michael Rue is saying people laughed at me when I got my first OLED TV and the first thing I watched was Friday the 13th. I mean, dude, that would be cool. I think when it comes to like higher quality televisions, though, like I do understand like being like, oh, you got to watch like a new Star Wars movie or something, or The Matrix, right? But no, man, I totally get that vibe. Like watching Friday the 13th on a big high quality screen like that, like that's a ton of fun. That's great. That's fun. I do think movies like that, though, are better on lower quality TVs. Like Evil Dead on VHS on a shitty like CRT television or something, like that goes hard. That's just a little better for some reason. I don't know why, but ooh, it works for me. Talking Star Wars is throwing $2 out there. I love this. Lillard has a Ghostface vodka. Yes. I can't remember the name of his brand or whatever, but he just announced that he has a Ghostface vodka now. What's cool about his brand, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, apologies. But I know that I think he sells like a little story with each new release from the company. And Mike Flanagan, I know, did the first one, and it was like a whole like 85-page like novella, basically. Which is so cool. Like, that's so fucking sick. It's like horror themed alcohol, but also, I don't know, it's just cool. Very fun stuff. So love that. I might try the Ghostface vodka on stream. You never know. You never know what'll happen. But talking Star Wars, thank you for the 2. Really appreciate that. I love that I love that he's doing all these crazy things still in the realm of horror. Excuse me. We got Laris Part saying, just watched the new interview clip for Scream 7. It was really cool with a few new clips. Did you see it? Was there new clips? I scanned it very quickly. I've just been doing crazy shit all day, so I'm gonna have to go through it again. Maybe I'll have a video on that shortly here. We'll have to do some sort of Scream update at the end of the week. Nick Wright is saying Scream 7 or Evil Dead Burn, which will be better. I'm not 100. We don't know enough about Evil Dead Burn for me to confidently compare these two, is what I'll say. We have some things coming out. Allegedly, there was an early screener. I will say, Evil Dead is my favorite franchise of all time when it comes to horror. So that's my number one. I love Scream. I love Scream to death. Evil Dead, though, that's my number one. So I think I will always just be a little more excited for Evil Dead. This is a movie that is very personal to me too. This was one of the first horror movies I saw that scared the fuck out of me, was that original Evil Dead. I've told this story before on the page. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to tell it again, but my dad gave me the birds and the bees talk. And then he decided it would be a good idea to show me Evil Dead because of what happens with the tree. Still fucked me up a little bit, I'll be honest, as a young kid. But it scared the hell out of me the first time I watched that, man. It's a memory that sticks with me all these years later, and I love all 5 of the Evil Dead movies. I think are phenomenal. I think the show is great. Like, there's no bad Evil Dead thing yet. So with that track record, I just feel like Burn is also going to be just phenomenal. You know, I don't know. It's hard for me not to say Evil Dead Burn here, even though we don't really know anything about it. Where Scream 7, we know so much about. You know what I mean? It's again just a really hard, a really hard back to back to compare. But I'm such a big Evil Dead fan. I love this series to death. Give me more. Give me more Evil Dead. Fort Misery Gaming is saying, well, wedding photography does pay the movie toy addiction, Jake. Speaking of which, do you need any help with vendors for your wedding? I have a lot of connections in the industry. We are currently, like what we're doing right now is we're going through different venues and we're just like trying to pick a place. A big thing that I've learned, because I am completely dumb when it comes to all this shit, my fiance has been schooling me on all of it, is that, you know, certain venues will either be like, oh yeah, you can have whoever, or some venues will be like, we have this strict menu, you can only do this, you can only have this plated food and whatever, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, that's stressful. So we're not only going to go into all these different places in the next couple of weeks and, you know, kind of tour them, see which places we want to get married at, but also we have to figure out, like, can we do vendors at this place? Do we like this place more, and is it worth the fact that we have to eat their shitty food or whatever? It's probably not shitty, but point being, I'm just saying, you know, it's one of those things where it's so much right now, I can't even answer that question. Well, once we have a venue locked down, though, I'll hit you up. I'll hit you up and we'll figure something out. But planning a wedding is like a million times more difficult than I ever thought it would be. I was like, man, I thought this was going to be nothing. I thought this was going to be a breeze, but it's a little insane. It's a little chaotic. I can't complain, though. It's going to be obviously the best day of our lives. So I think it's going to be wonderful. But it has been a little wild to plan all of it, let me tell you. Carrie Crave Cinema has been a member for 26 months. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a little longer than 2 years. That's crazy. Carrie, I know you've been, you know, kind of with us for even longer than that. You've been a part of this page, like, basically since the beginning, and I greatly appreciate you a ton. So thank you for the support throughout all the years, not just the last 2. You're saying, hey, looky, who's got the 26-month cookie? Ew, that actually might be gross. You know, maybe a little. Anywho, an absolute honor to be a part of your channel, Jakey Poo. Carrie, so much love again. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for talking horror all these years. It really does mean a lot. It's been a blast covering all these weird movies with you. So thanks for being here. Thank you for your support again. And thanks for hanging. Melissa just watched a really good Scream fan film. Which one? Let me know. There's a ton out there. I know the what is it? The Scream Legacy guys. Are they trying to make another one? Is that what I heard? Those fellas. Are they actually doing it? Maybe they're. I don't know. I have not kept. I'll be honest. I have not kept up as much as I would have liked to. I heard that they were doing another one though. I'm looking at their page right now. Yeah, they did like I know they did like a short film that was like in the same universe, but I wasn't sure if they were doing like a part 2 or what the deal was. But that's exciting. So those guys are great. We were like in contact with them when we were making Red Right Hand. So it was just a ton of fun. Really good stuff over there. Anyways, let's get back to this. We got Kate from Florida throwing $5 out there. Thank you, Kate. Saying, what if Matthew Lillard somehow popped up in Scary Movie 6 as Ghostface? I would love that. Making fun of how bad all the Stu fans have wanted to see him back. I mean, you know, in a way, isn't that kind of rewarding? You know what I mean? Like, isn't that kind of like, doesn't that make you feel like your voice is heard in a weird way? I would love that. I think that would be so much fun. And especially with how Scream 7 is totally playing into that with the marketing. It's like, yeah, I would love something like that. It's the same excitement I have about the fact that Melissa Barrera could potentially be in that movie too. If she's, oh my God, if she's in that movie, that would like mean the world to me. That would be such a wonderful, fun little jab at this franchise and, you know, some of the crappy people behind the camera. Not everybody. We love a lot of the people working on the Scream movies, but some of those producers, you know, we're not too fond of around these parts. So yes, that would totally rock. I would love to see Matthew Lillard and Melissa Barrera in that flick coming up this summer. And guys, of course, that's going to kind of be what we're talking about a lot this summer. A big focus of the page, I think, moving into beyond Scream 6 times, in case you're wondering. I'm thinking like a big focus of March is obviously going to be Ready or Not 2. And then beyond that, I think we're going to be counting down to Scary Movie 6 is what it seems like. But I'm also going to be trying out we're going to be doing a lot of events and some like fun little new series on this page in the coming months. I also have a really fun thing coming up this fall that I'm currently planning. So a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff is happening on this page for sure. Talking Star... but Kate, thank you for the 5 again. I really appreciate that, and I love that idea. Josh is saying you played Fortnite. We should have linked up. Josh, I've been getting into it a little more lately. I haven't played it as much. We should absolutely link up. Let's make it happen. Let's play some Fortnite. I need to win. We didn't get a win last night, sadly though. I was doing my best. Talking Star Wars is saying Jackbox has a horror thing called Murder Mystery. Yeah, it's like trivia murder mystery, right? And it's like if you answer something incorrectly, like you die. I have played that. That's a lot of fun. Jackbox games on stream would be fun. I think that would actually be really cool. We should make that happen sometime. Maybe not Quiplash because that's a little too much power. Maybe not Quiplash on stream, but I will absolutely play some of the other ones for sure. Peyton RU is throwing $5 out there again. Thank you. You're about to order that Stu is Daddy shirt. Can't wait for it to get here. I'm rocking the fuck out of the greatest shirt ever. Peyton, thank you so much. I'm so glad people are really digging that one. It's one of the best shirts we've ever had on the site, which is exciting. And I'm so excited to see how many people like wear that to Scream 7. Like that's so cool to me. We've gotten a lot more orders for that shirt than I ever would have thought, which was really exciting. So I'm really hoping people rock it going into the theater when Scream 7 comes out, because that's just so cool. And how cool would that be to walk in and like see somebody with that shirt? You know what I mean? It'd be like, man, this person's prepared. That they are so prepared for this movie. So I love it. Thank you again for that, Peyton. I really appreciate it. Pick up the shirt. It totally rocks. It's a fun little design. I did make it myself too, so I'm very proud of it. We have Sad Boy Algorithm. What's up, Sad Boy Algorithm? How are you? Not sure if you mentioned it already, but heard you speaking of Brad Miska. He's the GOAT. We love him. As it's my most favorite franchise, I have to ask, VHS 9, are we taking a break or possibly coming back this year? Oh, we're coming back this year. No, it's happening. I did a video a little while ago, Sad Boy Algorithm. And I just saw you throw a heart out there. Much love, my friend. Thank you for being with us. No, we're totally... Dude, there's no way another one's not happening this year. So first and foremost, VHS Halloween did very well. It has been talked about across the board. Ton of people, had it end up on their top 10 lists. Not just like weirdos like me, like actual, reporters online were like, I think Variety, was it Variety? One of those big names like listed it as like very high up on the list as one of the best horror flicks of last year. And I think it totally deserves that. VHS Halloween, it's one of my favorite entries in the whole series. It is a ton of fun, great theme, great shorts across. It's one of the most consistent franchises. Like I feel like every segment pretty much hits, which I can't say that about most of the VHS movies. That's not a dig. This is also one of my favorite franchises too. I actually kind of like the hit or miss nature of VHS. It's like there's something for everybody. You know what I mean? A segment you might not like, somebody else probably loves, and that's really cool. So for me though, Halloween, like basically everything really worked for me. Everything was a pretty big hit. I think like the worst thing in Halloween is probably one of the best segments in another entry. I don't know. I loved VHS Halloween. A lot of great stuff there. The reason I know that they're doing another one is because there's people already kind of talking about it. We had, who was it? CM Punk was in an interview recently saying that he's gonna do the next VHS, and he just worked with producer Josh Goldblum on another film that came out a couple of weeks ago called Night Patrol. And like, dude, there's no way they didn't have a conversation where he was like, you want to direct one of the segments? Like they have anybody come into this franchise who wants to put something out. And that's like the spirit of that series. So I think we are definitely getting another one come this October. We just didn't. The weird thing about VHS right now though, is we didn't get an announcement during last year's Comic-Con in New York City, which the last 2 years, we've gotten like an announcement that there was going to be more to come. We did not get that announcement this year, and I'm not really sure why that is. So I'm not sure what's up with that. I did make a whole video talking about like just kind of scoping out my thoughts on what's happening. I know that Brad Miska just hopped over to Dread Central. So that I don't know, maybe that has something, I don't know. I'm totally total speculation. I have no idea. But I 100% think we're getting another VHS. That's for sure. There's no way they're stopping now. So I'm so excited. Bring on more VHS. Do one every single year for the rest of time, please. Poor Josh Goldblum is probably so tired. But man, I love this series to death. Give me more. Give me so many more of those. My God, I'll talk about VHS all night. Talking Star Wars is throwing another 5 out there. Thank you for saying this. Macabre Spirits is Lillard's vodka company. I was like, it's something with an M, and I just could not remember it. Thank you, Talking Star Wars. I really appreciate that. Yes, really excited to potentially drink that sometime soon. Talking Star Wars, thank you for the 5. Appreciate you. Peyton is also with us saying, throwing 5 out there, saying, I also got back from seeing Anaconda. It was amazing. It parodied reboots and legacy sequels better than Scream 5, in my opinion. Also so funny. Major recommend, 8 out of 10. You know, I skipped it because it looked like, you know, a reboot or legacy sequel that was going to just kind of be whatever. But if it's kind of got some parody energy about it, maybe it's a little better than I thought. You know, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll give it a shot. We'll see. We'll see what it's all about. I might go see that one. Dude, I missed so many movies in December. I got a little lazy, I think, in December and missed a few movies I wanted to see. Didn't get around to. That was one, and The Housemaid, and I heard both were pretty good. And I'm actually kind of mad that I missed them. So I'll be seeing them soon. I'm still catching up on some stuff that I wanted to watch from last year that I'm just watching now. I just finished Match over on Tubi. Guys, that's the best Tubi original by a long shot. Wow. Did not think that would be good. Really enjoyed that one quite a bit. Really gross and weird, but man, it was my cup of tea for sure. Peyton, thank you for the 5. I will check out Anaconda as soon as possible. Freddie Guevara is saying, do you like TV show series or what? I do like TV show series. I'm going through the Vampire Diaries right now for channel members and Patreon supporters. That's been a lot of fun. That's been a really cool little series to do and kind of go through. It's so dated, but in a good way. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where I'm just watching it and I'm being reminded of all this crazy shit from the past. It's kind of great. It's kind of great in a sense, for sure. Kay is saying that there are a few new scenes. There's one scene in that, we're talking about the Scream 7 teaser that came out today. There was one scene in it that shocked me that was included, but it was really cool. Would love to hear your thoughts or a breakdown of the featurette. I might have to delay my Strangers video because if there's like a ton of new footage and stuff, that's got to take priority. Because man, that's huge. I skimmed it like when it came out. I was done with my video already when it dropped, so I was like, well, fuck. So I will get to that as soon as possible. I want to actually go through it and scan it, all that fun stuff. We'll make it happen. We got Daniel saying Marvel's Wonder Man apparently makes a joke about Megan, like they use it as a fake audition for a third Megan to lure the main character to a trap. Oh, that's awesome. Yo, that's fun. We've had a lot of people come through here talking about Wonder Man. I just, Marvel's something that I'm like, I'm not going to sit down and watch the series. I'll watch the movies. I guess I'm just not as interested in Marvel as I once was. But that is cool. Love the references. Love the references there. That's a lot of fun. Very good stuff. Freddie's also asking what's my favorite horror movie. So fun little fact there. I recently made a new intro for the page. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but the videos have a new intro, and I did something on purpose. At the very start of it, there's the clip of Drew Barrymore getting asked by Ghostface, what's your favorite scary movie? And then it immediately cuts to a scene from The Fly. So that's my favorite scary movie, if you don't know. The Fly from 1986. I love it. I think it's a masterpiece. It's very good, very creepy, great practical effects. It's everything I want in a horror flick. It's awesome. So if you haven't seen, that's a little Easter egg in my intro. I did that on purpose, which I thought was fun. So if you guys haven't seen that or, I don't know, caught that, it's a cool little thing. Cool little thing I put in there. But yes, love The Fly. I think that's a banger. Carrie Craves Cinema is saying Bodies, Bodies, Bodies was my favorite talking with you about. I have to say that was a blast. Love Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. That is one of my favorite murder mystery, like horror flicks that we've gotten in recent memory. I think that twist still fucks me up. Sorry, Screams 5 and 6, but that twist was way better. Like, wow, that was crazy. that was really good. That was really good, really unexpected. I didn't see it coming. I had a few people. I was like, oh, could it be this? And then what ends up happening, it's awesome. So Carrie, I love that movie to death. Bodies, bodies, bodies. Some great stuff. Some great satire, some purposefully frustrating characters that I love. Lee Pace too. Guys, give Lee Pace some love. I love Lee Pace. He's just every time I see him on screen, he kills it. Michael Rue throwing $2 out there, 10 out of 10. Thank you for getting us to our super chat goal, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are too kind. So much love, so much love. Eric is saying that Matthew Lillard going through his renaissance is in the Daredevil Reborn Season 2 trailer. Had no clue he was going to be in that. He's in fucking everything. He's going to be in the Carrie series. He was in that Life of Chuck that I still haven't fucking seen. He's going to be in Scream 7. He's all over the place. Five Nights at Freddy's 3, he's likely going to have a bigger role. Man, we love Matthew Lillard having a renaissance. Good for him, baby. Let's go. Very exciting stuff. We love that, Eric. RBR Short Films is saying you guys should check out my last Scream fan film on my channel called New Ghostface. I released it in December of 2024. I'm going to have to give it a watch, my friend. That's very cool. Very cool. You went out and made a film. That's awesome. Very exciting stuff. I'm definitely going to be checking it out. Freddie is also asking what I think about Insidious: The Bleeding World. I am very excited for this one. Love the subtitle, by the way. The Bleeding World. Fuck yeah. Ooh, that's cool. That recently got announced too, that little subtitle. That's going to be another focus of the page. August is going to be this whole channel is going to turn into Insidious World in August. Another franchise I love to death and I don't get to talk about too much. So we are going to make it happen. We are going to definitely talk that one to death. I'm trying to find, Josh Petrino had a message come through and I'm trying to find that. You were talking about VHS and I wanted to go back to that just real quick. Oh, I'm totally missing it. Totally miss it. It's somewhere in here. You're somewhere in here, Josh. Talking about stuff. VHS makes good money on VOD, and they're some of the cheapest movies to make. Most of the budgeting goes into marketing. We'll have those films forever. Yes, I wanted to bring that up. I 100% want just VHS movies until the end of time, and I think we're gonna get that. I think you're absolutely spot on. Colby Does Horror is throwing 5 out there. Jake is the GOAT. Colby, you're the GOAT, baby. We thank you so much for the support. It is always fun talking horror with you, my friend. We're going to have you on the page again sometime. Too much fun. So much love to Colby. Go follow him on Instagram. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. A lot of good stuff for Mr. Kolbs, if I can call you that. No, that's my father. Sorry, I'm being stupid. Anyways, we got Mr. Mastermind Killer here saying, got out of work an hour and a half early, so I was able to join today. Yay! Peace and love, y'all. What's up, Paul? How you doing, man? Thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you. I'm being bad. I got some Taco Bell today. Paul's a doctor, guys, so now I feel I'm all nervous. He's gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? the fuck are you doing with Taco Bell? Come on now. No, I'm just kidding. We got Big Briskia Yo saying Wonder Man is solid as fuck. Didn't even have to use powers. It's pretty much a story about an actor trying to find his place in story in Hollywood. So is it like Netflix's, not Netflix, is it like Disney's, like the studio? Is it like Disney's version of that? Like the Marvel version of, man, Marvel's getting weird. I'll check it out. I'll definitely give it a watch, if it's good. I feel like I've been disappointed by so many Disney shows, Disney Marvel shows. Like a lot of them are just really boring. They feel like I'm doing homework. Like they feel like it's like, oh, you got to know this so that when you see the next movie, you kind of figure all this out. I don't know. It's just like, it's really like, man, I feel like I got to take notes and shit. I feel like I'm doing a college course or something. It's a lot, but I'll check it out. I'll give it a watch. I wish I don't even know who Wonder Man is. Like, that's a superhero? I wasn't sure, but I'll check it out. Give it a watch. Ghost in the Dark Kills is saying Netflix is putting classic horror movies on in October. That's awesome. We love that. Netflix's horror selection has been notoriously not great over the years, so for them to have a better selection would be nice. Michael Sokol is saying, I have a feeling that Hannah in Scream 7 will be death. That's McKenna Grace's character, if I'm not mistaken. I kind of know their names. I don't know. A lot of people are saying this character is gonna die. I could see it. I could see McKenna Grace being like a big kill sequence for sure. But I'm also not ruling her out as Ghostface. You know, I'm not ruling that out either. I could totally see her being underneath the mask. She is a very prominent actor and actress and a ton of other stuff. She could totally play both roles, I think. I've seen her do it in certain movies. And I made a big video about it a little while ago, kind of talking about the different roles that she's played in the past that are very similar, but, you know, like one is kind of good, one is kind of evil, and it's like very similar movies. I'm rambling, but check out the video I did on it like a couple of months ago. Really interesting little deep dive into her little career, which is cool. So we love McKenna Grace is great, though. She's been in a lot of really good stuff. Who am I rooting for in the Super Bowl? Dude, I haven't watched football in so long. I used to be really into it, and now just not as much. It's the, who is it? It's the Patriots and the Seahawks. You know, I don't really like neither of those teams. I just don't care about either of those teams, if I'm being honest. My teams personally, Tampa Bay, the Browns, I guess. I'm always rooting for the Buffalo Bills too. And you know what? Fuck it. I'll throw Green Bay in there too, just because I love Green Bay. So I don't know how I don't know how any of those teams are doing. The Tampa Bay is probably my team more than anything these days because I love Baker Mayfield. So that's my one football thing I can speak to is the Browns fucked over Baker Mayfield, and now I'm a big fan of Tampa Bay because he went there. So there you go. That's my one. Thanks for coming to Football Talk. That's all I know. That's it. That's all I got. Davey Deathray is also joining us. What's up? What's up? Welcome in. Welcome in. Yo, yo, yo. Hey, hey, hello. Who else is here? We got Fort Misery Gaming saying I haven't seen it yet, but I will soon watch Wonder Man. Wonder Man. If someone doesn't talk like that, if there's not like a transatlantic accent in there, a narrator with that kind of accent, Wonder Man comes to save the day. If that's not in there, I'm going to be disappointed. Honestly, more of a film industry spin-off show, people said, than a MCU show, Jake, just so you know, it's not really connected. I guess I didn't know this. I thought it was like more of an MCU thing. So that's kind of why I was like, whatever, you know, cool. I have been, it's funny, like when the updates pop up, I read them, you know, about it, but I guess I was never really super intrigued or whatever. Michael is saying, what's Bodies about? It's all these characters, like rich kids who are trapped in a mansion during a hurricane, and there's a murderer on the loose, and they're all dying somehow, and they can't figure out what's going on. They're trying to figure out which one of them is the killer, and everybody's kind of got a good reason to have done it. And I think that's what's so great about the movie. That's all I'm going to say. It's a very classic murder mystery, but with like very modern characters. And it is total satire on these kinds of characters. So just know that if you're pissed off and frustrated with the characters, that is all on purpose. Because the whole movie is trying to say something about this kind of group of people, is what I'll say. Jordan Caleb is saying, I'm just dying to know more about the next VHS film. VHS Halloween rocked. Yes, it did, Jordan. Kid Print filled me with the most anxiety, dread, and uncomfort ever. Totally shocked. 10 out of 10 movie. You know, Jordan, I'm in the same boat. Truthfully, I really do love this series, but it's one of those things where like, okay, we're on movie 8. When's the dip in quality coming? Guys, it is not, I mean, all of these movies on Shudder I think are great. Maybe VHS 85 is like my least favorite of the 5, but that one's still very good in my humble opinion. Like I think VHS 85 maybe has a couple of misses just for me personally, but man, still a lot of love to be had there. Still a lot of cool shit going on. And on top of that, I think VHS 85 has one of the very best segments in the whole franchise at the end, right at the end there too. So I don't know, man. The VHS revival has been unbelievable. Like rarely does a franchise revival result in something that is better than the original run, but I think VHS has absolutely cleared that and deserves that title, man. These 5 movies I think definitely top the original 3 without a doubt. Like don't get me wrong, love VHS 1, love VHS 2. I think VHS 2 is probably has the 2 best segments of the whole series, but in terms of like how many good movies we've gotten from this franchise, I love 94 to Halloween. Everything I love. There's hardly anything where I'm like, ugh, You know, where I feel like the original run does have some misses for me. Like the first 3 VHS films are like very hit or miss, in my humble opinion. So I'm so excited for more. Bring it on. Keep VHS going forever. Mars Attacks needs a sequel or reboot or a requel. Man, I love that. I love that energy so much, and yes, it does. Mars Attacks is so much fun. It is it's such an underrated B movie. I don't know if it's underrated, but man, it's so much fun. I love Mars Attacks. It's so dumb. It's so dumb and so good. I don't care what anyone says. That's one of my weird little like B movies that I just keep coming back to and I have so much fun with. So that's like an annual watch for me, Mars Attacks. I never talk about that on here for some reason, but man, we watched that like 2 or 3 years ago. Like I never saw it before. It was like a Tim Burton movie that was like totally something I never saw. We watched it 2 or 3 years ago. I like fell in love. I'm like, this movie fucks. This movie's so good. Well, why don't people talk about this more? And I watch it like every single year. I've watched it every year since. I love Mars Attacks. I don't know why that movie just does it for me. It is so fucking weird. But man, lots to love there. Peyton is throwing $10 out there. Peyton, thank you for the support, my friend. You're saying, I am the biggest Scream fan, but I never watched the show. I just finished season 1. Wonderful reveal. Yes, that's the best part of season 1, in my opinion, for sure. Good Lakewood is cool concept. You like the cast after Wonder Man. I'm checking out seasons 2 and 3. Season 2, I think, is maybe even better of the Scream TV series. I feel like the characters are even stronger in season 2, and it also has a very good reveal, in my opinion, as well. I won't say any more than that. Season 3, you can skip it. It does not continue the story from season 1 and 2. It's its own thing, and it's probably the roughest Scream story that we have so far, which is really upsetting. It sucks because I think Scream season 3 had so much potential. It is one of my favorite actresses of all time in it, Keke Palmer. So much love to Keke. And you know, it's just like a waste. It's such a waste. Put Keke in the Scream movies, by the way. Can we please make that happen? Like right now? Can she be like Sydney's friend or some bullshit? I don't care. Just she deserves better than Scream season 3. But man, the first 2 seasons pretty good. It's not blow you away crazy like a lot of the movies, but very good stuff in those first 2 seasons for sure. Some fun little moments. I think like the first and last episode of season 1 especially are very good. Like I think there's a really good opening kill, so to say, in season 1 and a really good reveal at the end. Season 2, a little more stronger again with the characters, still has a good reveal, a lot of fun to be had. Yeah, and then season 3 you can skip. That's my quick review. That's what I'll say. But Peyton, thank you for the 10. Greatly appreciate the support. Enjoy those seasons. I'm gonna have to do that as a review at some point too. That's gonna be fun. But thank you for the 10 as well, dude. Really appreciate the support. Paul is saying, go Baker Mayfield. Hell yes. Yes, he got so screwed here in Cleveland, and I feel so bad for him, man. He's a good dude. He's a good dude, and he's a great player, in my opinion. Paula Fitzhenry is also with us. What's up, Paula? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Saying Brady should have stayed with the Pats. He's retired now, right? Like Tom Brady. He's like, is he done? Or I don't even know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't follow football the way I follow scary movies, sadly. Acres of Movies is saying Warner Bros. Netflix Villeneuve reboot Hemlock Grove. I know nothing about this. I'm so sorry. That's Denny Villeneuve. Is it Villeneuve? Is that how you pronounce his last name? I don't know, sadly. I don't know what he's doing outside of Dune. I got to be honest. I've been keeping up with the Dune stuff. That's about it. That's all I got. Tanza is saying one of my favorite scary movies is The Ghost and the Darkness. I actually think it's pretty underrated. The Ghost and the Darkness. Why have I never heard of this before? You know, I just found out that Aaron Kruger wrote one of my like favorite and most underrated horror movies from the 2000s, which is so funny. He's also the Scream 3 writer. And I just found out he wrote this movie called Skeleton Key that is criminally underrated. Okay, but anyways, Ghost in the Darkness, 1996 historical adventure film. Is that what you're talking about with Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas? Is this the movie or is it a different movie? Maybe I'm just crazy. I actually think it's pretty underrated. The Ghost in the Darkness. It's got a great cast. I'll tell you that much. Pair of lions that terrorize workers. Okay. It's like It's evil lions. I'm into that. I'm very into that. Oh, it won the Academy Award for Best Sound Editing? Shit, that's kind of cool. Okay. Man, I've never heard of this before. It's got a great cast. It has who's in it? Hang on. I just saw the names. Michael Douglas and Val Kilmer lead it, which is crazy. Emily Mortimer from Scream 3 is in this. No way. Tom Wilkinson. Okay, this got a great cast. Bernard Hill is in this movie. Holy shit, man. Cast is stacked. I mean, I don't know. It's described as a cross between Lawrence of Arabia and Jaws. Fuck. Okay, I'm in. Two great movies, dude. Shit. I'm gonna have to check this out. I'm gonna have to check this out ASAP. Wow, that's insane. I'm so here for this. Sorry, nuts. The Beer Belly Angler is saying, the Packers, how dare you, Jake? We got some Bears fans out there. Hey, much love to my friends from Chicago. I know Colby was also here, also from Chicago. Love the Windy City, baby. Love me some deep dish. And go Bears. That's what I'll say. So I'm so sorry. Apologies. Does everyone hate? I feel like everyone kind of hates the Packers now. That's the vibe I get from people who I see talking about football. I was talking about earlier, I follow a lot of different YouTubers just who are like kind of popular in different niches. I follow a guy who he talks about the Chiefs mostly, but like I think he's also kind of talked a little bit about the Packers and some other teams. Are they all in the same who's in that division? I'm not looking it up. You know what? We're talking about horror movies tonight, but I think I saw like a video from him or something that everyone hates the Packers now. I don't know. Anyways, let's move forward. Paul is throwing $10 out there saying, have you watched Funny Games with Naomi Watts? I keep starting that. I'm not even kidding, Paul. Like 2 nights ago, I started that movie. Is it on Tubi or one of those streaming services? I've been going through like some Tubi movies I haven't seen, and I want to say that's on there, or maybe HBO. It's somewhere, and I keep starting it, and I keep like just getting into something else because I'm just been busy. That's a movie I've been trying to watch for a very long time. I've heard nothing but good things about it, though. I've heard it's a movie like you totally got to watch, and also a movie called All Her Fault, great home invasion movie, and All Her Fault is a great whodunit with an ending with a massive twist. Okay, All Her Fault. I've never heard of that one before. All Her Fault. Hang on. I'm concocting a little list of I'm making a little list of like Tubi movies that I really like that I feel are underrated. So I'm kind of working on that right now. All Her Fault's got this is a show. It's got a great cast. Wow, we got Sarah Snook in the lead role. We got Dakota Fanning in here. We got Sophia Lillis, Abby Elliott, Michael Pena, I think is how you pronounce his last name. Wow, lot of cool people. Jay Ellis. Okay, I know him too. Very cool stuff. I'm gonna have to check this out. What's this about? When Marissa Irvin goes to pick up her young son Milo from his first play date with a boy at his new school, the woman who answers the door has never seen or heard of Marissa or her son, beginning every parent's worst nightmare. As Marissa and her husband, Peter, begin a desperate search for their son, oh, this is crazy, their family starts to come apart at the seams, with new friend Jenny Kaminsky, the only person that Marissa can count on. The two women form a close and unlikely alliance. Together they hunt for Milo, uncovering deep family secrets that alter the course of both of their lives forever. I can't fucking speak, baby. Charged with finding Milo and bringing the kidnappers to justice, Detective Alcaraz unravels the complex and frightening web of deception and lies that has ensnared both the Irvin and Kaminsky families, but his moral code is stretched to a breaking point. Okay, this sounds insane. Sounds like we're building a whole universe here. I'm into it. Rock on, rock on. I'm gonna have to give that a watch. That's on Peacock, I think I saw. Peacock is like the only streaming service I don't have right now. But I'm gonna have to check that out soon. We recently got Apple because there's just so much shit on there I haven't seen. I have one more show to watch, and then we might hop over to Peacock. I still gotta watch Silo. Silo's the last show that I'm hoping to watch over there. But yeah, after that, we're moving forward. Joshua is saying Ghost in the Darkness is very cool horror in the style of Jaws. I can't believe I've never even heard of this movie before. It sounds right up my alley. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that, Josh. Very cool stuff. You guys are just throwing all these good recommendations at me. Hang on now. I need some weird movies to watch. It's been too long. I've been watching a lot of franchise stuff because I'm preparing for stuff that's coming out. So I haven't really gotten into like a whole lot of weird shit like that. I'm gonna write some of these down because I want to watch these. Ghost in the dark, ghost in the dark halls, ghost in the darkness. Hang on, everybody. All her faults. Okay. I got these Rex down, baby. We're doing it. Okay, we got Nicholas Brady throwing $5 out there. Yo, Jakey Jake. Yo, Nicky Nick. How we doing? Sadie Sink as a Ghostface killer would be dope. I've been saying Sadie Sink would be such a great, like, featured character in a Scream movie. Like, get her as part of an ensemble in one of these flicks. That would be great. She would be real intimidating in the reveal scene. 100% yes. She is, in my opinion, one of the strongest actors in the entire, like, Stranger Things crew. I totally could see her selling something like that. Yeah, 100%. Also, the Skeleton Key, really good. Dude, so underrated. Guys, if you have not seen this movie, it's great. Aaron Kruger writes it, apparently. I didn't even know that until very recently. It's one of those movies that scared the shit out of me as a kid. Like, I don't know why. It really, really fucked me up when I was younger. I remember it so vividly, too, because it's got a kind of a creepy ending. But man, love that movie. Great stuff. Nicholas, thank you for the 5. I got to rewatch that one soon. Sad Boy Algorithm is saying, do you also enjoy sci-fi? I see what you did there. If so, Disclosure Day, are you looking forward to it? Yeah, that's the new Spielberg, right? Yes, absolutely. Definitely excited for it. It's a new Spielberg flick. You know what I mean? Of course I'm going to see it. I will say I'm a big sci-fi guy. I need a good like sci-fi horror movie, man. It's been too long. What is Brandon Cronenberg doing right now? Because he put out like 2 of the very best sci-fi horror flicks like of the decade, and then he just went very silent in the last couple of years. I need something from Brandon. What's going on, dude? Infinity Pool was so good. Possessor, so good. I don't know what's going on. His dad's been very busy, also made a couple of movies, which were both very good in my opinion. Crimes of the Future, I think, was probably my favorite new Cronenberg. But man, I need more from Brandon too. He's got a lot of good stuff. He's got a lot of good stuff under his belt already. So I hoping there's another movie coming from him very soon. Jason Carpenter's also with us. Thank you so much for being a channel member. You're saying just made it in. What's up, Jason? Did you see the new Ghostface vodka with Matthew? Looks awesome. Yes, that looks great. Loving the new quote from Matthew as well, talking about how excited he is to be back. I got the call from Kevin Williamson, and here he is. Doesn't care what role he's got to play. I think that's a little clue as to what the hell's going on here. I am also really excited for, just having Kevin Williamson in the director's seat. That whole featurette today, I feel like kind of hit on that. So lots of great stuff happening with Scream 7. Keep this crazy marketing going. Make it happen. We love it. Watch Circus of the Dead, says Colby. I want to like Circus of the Dead. I've tried watching it a few times. I don't know. I think it's just not for me, Colby. I'm so sorry. I know you really like it. I've seen you post about it before. I just think it's just not my cup of tea, sadly. But no hate. I know that it was I think it's a lower budget film to my knowledge, and that's always cool. Whenever you can make your movie, that's always something to celebrate. Austin, yes, Queens of the Dead is another one I've been meaning to watch too. I need to I'm not kidding. I'm just going to take a week off here and just watch movies. Man, I'm catching up on some stuff. I think I said it earlier, but I just watched that Match over on Tubi. Could not recommend that enough. That was so weird and gross. I loved it. It's got some very obvious problems, but but I did really like it at the same time. Y'all are okay. Hang on. I need a good found footage recommendation, and Ghostface Killer just threw one out there. Stickman's Hollow. Y'all got the films, man. Shit. I appreciate that. Okay, Stickman's Hollow. I was looking for a good found footage earlier. I was like, I need to watch one of those. That would be great. We got Let's Scare Tiffany to Death throwing $2 out there. Thank you, Tiffany. Saying, heard anything about Lee Cronin's The Mummy? Yes. Personally, I think that all the negative press about this movie is smoke and mirrors. I think like Lee Cronin pissed in the wrong guy's Cheerios because this movie looks so damn good. I'm also hearing from other sources that it's actually fantastic. So I don't know. The trailer alone has me really impressed. I think it's a really cool idea. And I'm so down. I'm so down. I really think this movie's going to rock. I think it's going to be a surprise hit from this year. Everything I know about it sounds really good. So I don't know. I think all that weird negative press about, James Wan walking out of a screening of it and stuff, I think that's just a bunch of BS. I'm going to be honest. So I have nothing but good faith in this one. I love Lee Cronin. He's 2 for 2 for me. And I'm really excited for more. From his catalog. So his reinvention of The Mummy, making it scary again, I'm definitely hyped for that. I am also excited that Radio Silence is doing a continuation, to the Brendan Fraser series as well, which I also love. I've the idea of making a scary mummy, hell yes, but I am also really excited for more Brendan Fraser Mummy. So just love across the board. The Mummy fans are thriving right now. But Tiffany, thank you for the 2. Greatly appreciate you a ton. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely yes to The Mummy. Have I seen Scanners? Oh, I own Scanners, babe. I got the Criterion of Scanners. I love that's one of my favorite movies from David Cronenberg, without a doubt. Gathering Leaves. Have I seen Frogman? Yes, I have seen Frogman, and I know Frogman 2 is on the way. I love Frogman fucks. If you have not seen Frogman, that was so much fun. The last 30 minutes of that movie is some of the best found footage in recent memory. Wow. Some really weird and gross shit going on in that one. Love it. Love that one, dude. Yeah, Frogman was a really good. If you're looking for found footage that's weird, gross, has a crazy creature, kind of feels a little VHS-ish, Frogman is a great watch. Brandon has Dragon in pre-production. You know what, Tiffany? I think I have heard about this. I don't know the concept of it, though. I do want to know more about this. Okay. It's secured funding 7 months ago. Okay, so it's probably they're in pre-production for it. Cool. It's a space horror? What the fuck? It's going to start filming in March. Dude, yes. Oh man, Brandon Cronenberg in space? I'm gonna fucking cream everywhere over this movie. What? Dude, Brandon Cronenberg's my favorite modern director right now. I'm so serious. I don't care what anyone says. I love Infinity Pool. I was after I saw that movie, can I be so honest with you guys? Can I tell a story? Story time with Jake. I saw that movie the day before I went on vacation. And if you've never seen that movie, guys, it's the worst movie to watch before you go on vacation. It is all about the worst shit that can happen to you while you're in a different country or another part of the world. And it is, it's great. I think it's a great movie. A lot of commentary on just, really strong commentary on some interesting shit. I won't spoil. Go watch it. Make your own interpretation. It's really out there, but it's so weird and gross, and I love weird and gross movies. And this just, it scratched an itch for me. I don't know what it is, but Infinity Pool, one of my favorite movies of this decade so far. It just hits. Possessor, also great, but I think I just like Infinity Pool a little more. I don't know what it is, but that might be, I'm not even kidding. That might be my favorite movie of the 2020s. I've seen it, I've gone back to it so many times. It is so much fun. It's Mia Goth and Alexander Skarsgård on this chaotic ayahuasca trip, essentially, is what it is. And it is just, it's a fucking blast. There's no other way to describe it. I think you hear the word Cronenberg, you hear that last name, and you think this is going to be an art house movie. Dude, this is a blast of a movie. It's just so much fun. It's so fast paced. It gets right into the action. There's no time wasted. And it's so much fun. It's a great movie in my opinion. So more from Brandon, make it happen. Let's rock and roll. But Tiffany, thank you for the 2. I'm going to do a whole video on that sometime soon because that's really exciting. K30 is throwing $2 out there saying, Jake, thoughts on Killer Clowns from Outer Space? Another great popcorn movie, dude. I can't believe that's not a whole franchise. Can I be so honest? I just love Killer Clowns from Outer Space is just one of those great campy B movies. It's one of the greats. It's one of the ones that I feel like harkens back to like just a wonderful time in the 80s where we were getting wide release movies like that. And I don't, it's so influential. I feel like a lot of the wacky horror we get nowadays is so Kyoto Brothers coded, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like you wouldn't have things like Frankie Frico or Psycho Gorman, both from the same guy, by the way, if it wasn't for something like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Just so many great movies that I feel like are totally stem from the ideas present in this flick, because Killer Clowns on the outside looks like it's going to be really fun and over the top, campy, goofy, but it's really like, it is actually kind of dark, bloody, and brutal at times as well. Like, there is a lot of gore and kind of fucked up supernatural kills in here. I mean, there's a, like, I just think, great example, there's a guy who gets like a bunch of like cream pies thrown at him by the clowns, and not like that, you nasty, dirty-minded people. But he gets a bunch of those thrown at him and he just melts. And there's something about that that's like, that's so fucking dark but so silly at the same time. It's a great mixture. So Killer Clowns from Outer Space, I cannot sing the praises of that film enough. There's something magic about that movie. That does it's dark. There's a bitterness to the sweet that makes it a different flavor than just like really sweet, campy, over the top, bright colored kind of campy horror flick that you've seen a million times. Like, there's just something special about Killer Clowns. I love what the Kyoto brothers brought to that. So lot of love for that movie. We also got Paul hanging out with us, throwing another 5 out there. Thank you. Saying, anyone buying Matthew Lillard's Ghostface vodka with glasses on February 9th on FB Bloody Disgusting's post. Oh, Facebook Bloody Disgusting's post. Yeah, you know, that actually would be kind of fun to buy. I'll be honest. Doing like a shot of that on stream would be hilarious. I don't know. I'll have to see. If it's not like $1 million or something, it's probably like crazy overpriced and the vodka's like fine. No offense to Mr. Matthew Lillard, of course. I'll check it out. If I can. We'll see. We'll see what's up with it. We'll see what's going on. Paul, thank you for the 5. I love Matthew Lillard, though. Can I just say that? He's just such a wonderful, kind soul. Such a great dude. Have I seen the trailer for the upcoming found footage horror flick Tenebris? No. You're not talking about the Dario Argento flick? That's Tenebrae. I keep thinking about that. I am really hyped for the Willowbrook Tapes, which is a upcoming found footage horror flick that I know a thing or two about. Got some friends working on that one. Really excited for it. Trying to name drop it as much as I can, because what I've seen looks fucking terrifying. So lots of love for that one. I'm gonna have to look up this one though. There's another found footage movie that's coming out soon. I think it's called Duba Duba. Has anyone seen the trailer for this? Kind of looks scary as fuck. I think, is this the movie that's all from like the security cams? Is that one? There's a found footage movie coming out and it's like all security cam footage in this like fucked up house, like suburban house situation. And I'm like, ooh, that looks like a really cool concept. Yeah, it's this one. In-home security cameras, it's like, I'm just pulling it up. Hang on. I want to read the full description because this is a really cool in-home security camera footage. Watches as an awkward 16-year-old girl terrorizes her well-meaning babysitter. Yeah, it sounds like a really cool concept. Like I saw that, if you watch the trailer too, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. Lots of love for this one so far. A lot of cool things going on here. So I am definitely excited for that. Definitely excited for that one. I'll have to check out the trailer for this as well. Tenebris. I like the name. Big Briscoe is saying Joyride was a classic too. I own that one. Love that movie. Rusty Nail Baby. Oh yeah. That's a really good movie. That's a really weird little hidden gem, I think. I love Joyride. That was a really fun watch. We also got Hollywood Guy, who's been a member for 31 months. Wow, dude. Thank you so much for the support. You're saying, Jake, it's been a long time. Wow, and Killer Clowns is my favorite movie. It does need a sequel. Damn it. Yes, dude, that's a great choice, by the way, for favorite horror flick, favorite movie. It's so much fun. One of the best B movies ever made, in my opinion. I really hope they do more with that. The Kyoto brothers, I've reported on it a few times when they've been talking about doing like some sort of continuation. I've heard that they wanted to do like a sequel for like series, like some sort of sequel series that shows you where the clowns came from, which is cool as fuck. I love that. I would love to see like their planet. You know, that sounds like so much fun. So maybe at some point we will actually get that. I really hope we do. Jason Barker is asking if I liked the Black Phone 2. I really did, and I'm like kind of bummed out that it didn't end up on any of my lists that I made at the end of last year. I did a ton of lists talking about like my favorite horror flicks from last year, underrated movies, just a ton of different stuff. And I didn't get around to talking about Black Phone 2. It's great though. Like it really is it's a fantastic watch from last year. I didn't end up on any of my lists for whatever reason, but I did really like it. It was a really shocking sequel. It was a movie I felt like I didn't need, but I'm glad we got. I'm honestly at the point where I'm like, fuck it, make Black Phone 3, dude. I'll watch another, something else from the grabber's past is coming back to haunt us. He's now like a dream demon, Freddy Krueger style. They did a really good job at reinventing that character, making him stand on his own 2 feet, but also feeling very Freddy inspired in his own weird way. Scott Derrickson, I feel like, is also throwing his hat out into the ring of doing Nightmare on Elm Street in the future. I feel like he's absolutely proved himself with Black Phone 2. So my only thing about BP2 is I feel like there was some shortcomings in terms of the emotional stuff. Like the first Black Phone almost had me in fucking tears at a certain point, where this one, I don't know, the emotional stuff just did not land for me. I don't know what it was. Maybe I need to watch it again. I don't know. There was a lot of conversations that really fell flat, and I'm not really sure why that is. There was a few moments in that movie where I'm like, this just is not working for me. I don't know what it is. Like it just, I don't know. That first movie, I remember like the tears were welling up. I was like, oh man, this one hurts. But I don't know. Black Phone 2 just didn't really land with the more emotional side of it, which I felt like was such a big part of the first one. But outside of that, loved the reinvention of the grabber. Kills were great. Aesthetic was amazing. It's maybe the best use of Scott Derrickson's Super 8 style looking footage, to do the dream sequences. There's a lot to love about Black Phone 2. I don't know. I really loved that movie. It was a really, really good flick from last year. David Primero, thank you for being a member. I have not seen Run with Sarah Paulson. I've heard it's underrated, though. I've heard very good things. I've seen the trailer for it about 100 times. Just have not sat down and watched it. That's another one I got to get to. That's why I'm starting this fucking series where I can rewatch some horror flicks. I'm going to add a bunch of these movies to the list for sure. Peyton is throwing $20 out there. Peyton, thank you. You're saying phone is about to die. Just let you about to die. I hope you enjoy the script and for the shout out from my favorite YouTuber. Thank you so much. If you want the inspiration, it's Bodies, The Purge, and The Strangers if they had a threesome baby. Bad joke. No, it's all good. I love that. Peyton, your phone is probably dead, but if you're watching this on replay, thank you for all the support tonight. Thank you for being with us. And I can't wait to read the screenplay, my dude. Good luck with future writing endeavors. Thank you for being with us. Thanks for supporting the page. Thank you for being with us. We also got Kay throwing 5 out there. Thank you, Kay. Saying, did you hear that they are rebooting Killer Clowns with Ryan Gosling? So that was the last update I did on it. I think I talked a little bit about it's like a series, right? And there's a ton of cool people attached to it. Kyoto Brothers are back in the creative seats. I watched Killer Clowns for the first time recently. Loved it. It's a really good one, Kay. So yeah, Ryan Gosling is attached. I want to say I reported on this over a year ago. It's been that long. So it's definitely been a minute. I'm really excited for more though. So I know I remember hearing that they were working on it, but I haven't heard many more updates on it recently. But I am definitely hyped. Definitely hyped for more. So Kay, thank you for the 5. Bring on more Killer Clowns. That's going to be one I have to rewatch sometime soon because I love that movie. It's a lot of fun. Awesome Destroyer is saying, have you started School Spirits season 3? I finished the first 3 episodes today so far. It's okay. Seasons 1 and 2 started off stronger, but I don't hate it. I'm definitely going to be getting around to it soon. I think that show is crazy underrated. I really liked the first 2 seasons. I will say I think I like season 1 more than season 2. Not by much, but a little bit. And I'm excited to see what happens with season 3. We got Jennifer Tilly in this season, baby. I'm really hyped for that. So that, as well as just the rest of the cast being very strong. Love Milo Manheim, who's a part of that show. Peyton List is the star of it. The one dude is so good on that show too, and I always forget his name. I'm trying to remember. I have a terrible memory when I do live streams, man. I don't know what it is. Spencer McPherson, I think, is fantastic on the show. Sarah Yarkin, also from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 and the Happy Death Day movies, is on there. A lot of great people in School Spirits. A lot of good stuff happening there. So I'm going to be watching that very, very soon here. I have so much shit to watch. I got so much to catch up on. Y'all are giving me way too many good recs, which is great. What else is going on? We got, who is your favorite character in Scream 1? Oh, man. I mean, a lot of great characters in Scream 1. Just to talk about some outside of the obvious answers, like, of course, I love Sydney, Dewey, and Gale, but I feel like Tatum's a really strong character. Randy's great. You know, Randy kind of started a whole new archetype of character. You know, the idea of the guy who kind of is super knowledgeable about horror movies and kind of knows what's coming next. You know what I mean? I love the Randy character. I think he's just a really interesting archetype that has been played in so many other different horror flicks in different ways. You know, the stoner in Cabin in the Woods is kind of a Randy in a sense. He's enlightened, he intuitive, knows what's coming next in a way, and is you know, stunted by his marijuana consumption, or in Randy's case, his lack of confidence. So like a character like that in a horror movie, I just feel like is so valuable. It almost always makes for a crowd pleaser in a way. So I think just Randy in terms of concept and execution, I love everything about it. So love me some Randy. Make it happen. Make more Randy happen in horror. I've seen a few people asking this question, so let's just hit it. Do I think that Tobin Bell is coming back as Jigsaw in Blumhouse Saw? Yes, without a doubt, yes. Especially James Wan all but confirmed it in that Letterboxd interview earlier this week. He confirmed two things. Like, there's no way these two things are not happening. Like, that's how confident I am about it. He said that him and Lee are working together essentially to, you know, bring this new version of Saw to life. I really feel like Lee Winnell is going to be creatively involved, either writing it or, you know, what I hope, he's directing it. That would be so cool if he was directing. I want him to direct a Saw movie so bad. He's earned that after directing a couple of incredible movies like The Invisible Man and also, what is it called? Upgrade from 2018. Maybe the most underrated horror flick from the 2010s. Love that movie to death. I would love to see him direct the next Saw. I also think it's cool that he's talking about John Kramer a ton and how the characterization of John Kramer has kind of skewed as the sequels went along, especially from Saw 2 onward. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love the Saw franchise. I love what they did with John Kramer personally, but I do understand what James Wan is saying. Like, he wants to put more relatable people in Saw traps to therefore make it more scary, where the franchise slowly turned into putting people who are kind of deemed as villains in society in Saw traps. I mean, Cecilia Peterson maybe being the best example from Saw X, maybe the most literal example. You know, this is a character who steals money and rips off cancer patients to live in that crazy mansion we saw in the beginning of the film. I mean, that's just so evil. That's textbook villainy. You know what I mean? So there's a satisfaction of seeing her like get what she deserves in a way, right? But I think what James wants to get back to is the idea that anyone, even the audience, could end up in a Saw trap just because they maybe complained about their decent situation in life. It could always be worse. You know, John Kramer is this guy who is in not a very good spot in life, and that's why he's doing what he does. He's frustrated with the fact that people, you know, who have it a lot better than him don't appreciate the life that they have. Here's what I'll say about that, though. I'm seeing a lot of Saw fans kind of bicker about this. I get it. Like, I get why people are upset, because people want to see Saw 11, the original version of it that was kind of teased to us by, was it Marcus Dunstan and Patrick Melton were kind of teasing how it was going to be like this angrier version of Saw X in a way that was going to get like a little political. I would have been totally down for that movie. Don't get me wrong. I think that would have rocked. But I'm also like kind of into James Wan's vision too. He has a very strong creative direction that he wants to get back to. That kind of hasn't been present in the series since the original. So marrying some of the great things about the sequels, which is the focus on the traps, which obviously we're going to do. That's just what Saw fans have come to love about the series. while maybe getting back to a simpler story with John Kramer, I'm into that personally. I know that there's some people who just like die hard. They want a continuation to Saw 3D. I totally understand that. I'm into this new direction though. Just like how with Saw X, I was into kind of telling this prequel story with John Kramer. To me, it's just kind of doing like Saw X again, but in a different direction. I am bummed because I doubt that Shawnee Smith or Costas Mandalore will be a part of it though. And I would have loved to have seen the Costas Mandalore, team, Mark Hoffman and John Kramer team up movie, like how we got with Amanda and John in Saw X. Like it seems like whatever would have came next would have been that essentially, like the Mark and John movie. That would have been great. That would have been a really cool flick. And I'm bummed we didn't get that, but at the same time, I do think that wherever James Wan takes it next, I think we're in good hands. I think we're definitely in good hands with this new direction, and I do think it's going to be good. So, I understand why fans are upset, but at the same time, it's like, dude, this is not going to be bad by any means. Like, I think this is going to be really solid, just not what we were expecting from this sequel. I wish we had gotten like Saw X and Saw 11 as this weird little prequel duology. And then we could have moved on to something else. Like that could have finished up that whole storyline. I could have, that's all I needed. I only needed those two movies for that little prequel storyline. Kill Cecilia Peterson in part 11 and maybe have some new character developments with Mark Hoffman. Just like how we were able to do some new stuff with Amanda in Saw X, for instance. That would have been fun. We kind of got robbed of that. But I definitely think where James Wan is going to take it, it's going to be good. It's going to be solid. So I have faith. Okay, going back up. Sorry about the rant on Saw. Kay is saying, Jake, if you are looking for a film that resembles Final Destination, I highly recommend Light as a Feather on Hulu if you have not seen it. That's another one I've seen the trailer for and just have not sat down and actually watched it. Light as a Feather. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to watch that. Hulu's got a lot of really good stuff. A lot of very underrated horror flicks over on Hulu. Okay, Light as a... Fuck, man. The list, we're racking up a list here tonight, baby. It's going to be great. I'm going to be up all night watching horror flicks. Light as a Feather. Very nice. I love Final Destination style flicks just in general, so I will absolutely have to watch this. The other thing too is we got Final Destination 7 on the horizon, baby. So like I need some other movies to kind of talk about in that time period. Really excited for this. This ought to be fun. Kay, thank you for the 5. So much love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being with us. Thanks for the rec. Hollywood Guys throwing 10 out there too, saying I just saw Scream 6 for the second time. You've only watched it twice? That's funny. And I'm still not a fan, but I did like the comment with that Tara told Gail that without Ghostface, she would be irrelevant. So if Gail is Ghostface, that is her motive. Damn, that's brutal. Well, first of all, I'm sorry you don't like it. But what I'll say is after seeing it probably like 20 times, there's so many more things I appreciate about the film. Like there's so many more things that I've like come to really love about it. Like, so I don't know, maybe it's the thing that like with age, it'll do it more for you kind of thing. The reveal at the end is something I don't hate anymore, honestly. Like, I feel like for me, it's like, it's totally just like it's a joke. It's like one big joke about the franchise. I think that's how I see it at least. So, but yeah, I would have loved to have seen Gail as a killer in like Scream 2 or Scream 3. Now I don't, she's too nice now. She's been worn down by old Dewey and his death. I don't know if she's going to go and become a killer, but I think it would have been really cool in a previous entry. Or maybe, I think you still could do Gail as a Ghostface killer, but like create a new character who's going up against Gail. Younger reporter kind of vibe who like wants to be part of all of this, but ends up being the killer by the time we get to the end. That would be awesome in my opinion. I think that would be really cool. Would have loved to have seen that at some point. I think there's still a possibility to do it in their own weird way here in the future. But Hollywood Guy, thank you for the $10. Thank you for supporting the page. I'm really excited for Scream 7. Really excited for it. I hope it's even better than the last two. For Misery Gaming is saying, Jake, I know you weren't a fan of either, but maybe I just really hated my time with Return to Silent Hill. What was the first movie in 15 years? I wanted to walk out of it. Maybe it's because I didn't play the games. I have not played Silent Hill 2 either. I hear that it's a very faithful adaptation of the game, but man, I think that movie was really boring. I don't know. It was, it just did not land for me. It was one of those movies where every time something started to get a little scary, they would cut to something else and just break the tension way too fast. I don't know. Man, Return to Silent Hill, I don't have a whole lot of love for it. I think what I do like about the original movies is that they do have some effective scares, and like they have problems though. They're not great movies, admittedly. But they have effective scares. They have some fun characters. They have some crazy moments, whatever. Maybe even some like unintentionally funny moments, especially in Revelations. My thing is like I can get into a so bad it's kind of good like B movie like Silent Hill Revelations in my opinion, but like Return to Silent Hill is just a very very slow slog of a movie. I don't know. I was bored. I was like, oh my God, like when about halfway through that one, I'm just like, when is this gonna end, dude? Like, my God. The emotional moments especially just do not hit in that flick. I don't know if it's the direction or how the movie's paced or edited, especially. The editing is yikes on that movie, but I don't know. Something about that one just did not really work for me. And I think it's a shame. I would love to see Silent Hill become popular and have some effective, well-done movies, but that one just did not work for me, sadly, which I think it's a shame. Hollywood guys throwing $5 out there saying, I did like the reveal. It was okay, but no one wore any of the colors to make them the red herring, like the blue flannel or anything like that. Ethan is wearing a blue flannel at one point in the movie, I will say, but you got a point about the red herrings. Like, I'm not really buying any of these other characters as the killer, right? Like, they kind of try to make you think that like Kirby's a killer. No, she's not. No, she's not. Come on. Like, I'm not buying that not even for a minute. They also try to make like Danny kind of suspicious. It's not, I don't know. Like, I didn't really get into all that either. They just didn't do enough work there. They kept doing things where it was like, oh, maybe Danny could have been the killer because he was on this side of town. But like, we didn't see like how you set up a red herring is like, organically. Like, you have a character say something that they shouldn't have. You have a character show up in a place that they shouldn't be, right? Not like just talking about like, oh, maybe this person's the killer because this happened. You can't do that through dialogue. That's not a very effective way of making us think this or that. Like when Emily Mortimer shows up after the house explodes and she's like, what happened? Oh no, I don't know how this happened. It makes you suspicious of her, right? In Scream 3, you're like, what's up with that? Scream 6 just didn't do a ton of that legwork, in my opinion. That's a little bit of a criticism I have about it for sure. But for me, I feel like the reveal in the film, like while it is obvious, I feel like that was intentional. I feel like it was one of those things where it's like we're making fun of the fact that this would be the requel sequel. It would be the family of the previous dudes. They would be the family of the previous killer, and that's ridiculous. And I think they lean into that so much in the movie. It's like it's very obviously like satire on the franchise itself. And I feel like that's kind of what they're setting up the entire movie. That's something I just don't think I got the first time I watched it around, because I remember just being like a little disappointed that the reveal didn't hit in the same way as Scream 5. But I think that's okay. I think that was like, okay, I can be all right with that, because I think there's a joke, there's a meta commentary angle to it all that like kind of makes me be like, okay, I see why we took this route. I see why we're trying to find ways to comment on the franchise. That to me is what the whole third act is all about. And that's going to work for some people. That's really not going to work for others. And that's fine. However you feel about it, that's all good. But I think I really enjoy Scream 6 for being a lot of the thoughts that I've had about the Scream franchise in my head kind of come to life in the franchise itself. I mean, that opening scene is showing us things from Ghostface's perspective for once. That's awesome. Love that. Ghostface scores some of his most brutal kills, I think, in the entire movie. Everyone complains that no one dies in that movie, but the NPC deaths, they're brutal. Love them. Great stuff. Some great moments of tension throughout that entire flick. The bodega scene always has me on the edge of my seat every time I see it. And a lot of the other moments in the franchise, I don't know, maybe it's because it just doesn't hit for me in the way that I think a lot of modern tension building techniques do. But I don't know. There's a lot that I personally love about Scream 6. It's the movie that I like to... It's the movie I rewatch the most these days from the Scream franchise. It's not, like, again, it's not the best Scream movie by any means. It has some problems. But I just think it's a thrill ride, man. It's a roller coaster of a film. And I love the energy that it has. Hollywood Guy, though, thank you for the 5 again. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Means a lot. Thank you for the support. Oh, Kay is saying that's a TV show. That Light is a Feather. Oh, I got you. No, you're all good. No worries. It stars Liana Liberato too. Okay, awesome. You know, she's great in Scream 6, but she's also in this movie called The Beach House that I thought was really good. I don't know if you guys have seen that or not. Kind of got a little bit of a creature feature sci-fi thing going on. That was pretty fun. That was a fun little watch there. Your chuckle reminds them of Jim Carrey's laugh from Ace Ventura. Wait, that's so funny. Oh my God. Like a glove. Dude, that movie... Listen, the first one's great. Courtney Cox, by the way, is the love interest in that first movie. The second film, Ace Ventura 2. Guys, I'm so serious when I say this. We will never get a film like that ever again. Ever again for the rest of time. That movie, there is no fucking plot. It is Jim Carrey doing bits for like 90 minutes. That is that entire movie, and it's so good. It is so fucking... Jim Carrey is on fire. I mean, some of his best bits ever are in that movie. I could quote every scene of that movie, dude. Oh my God. Hang on. That shit's so fun. I don't care what anyone says. That shit's hilarious. If that movie came out today, that would be the biggest fucking hit at the box office. I don't care. Ace Ventura 2, it's a masterpiece. I'll go so far as to say that. You know what? If my critical opinion is shot after this, after you hearing me say that about the film, I don't even care. Ace Ventura 2, it's brilliantly stupid. It is a brilliantly stupid movie. I love it. Second Ace Ventura is the same director as Kung Pao. That's so funny. Dude, it's not a good movie, but it's so far beyond that it's great. It gets kind of hot in these rhinos. 10 out of... Dude, Jim, you know when like a movie like is just, it sucks, but there's somebody who's giving like an all-timer performance and it makes the film? That's Ace Ventura 2. Like, dude, the script is whatever. I don't, like, what's the story of that movie? I don't know, but can I quote every scene of it? Yes. Ace Ventura 2, it's amazing. I got to get my fiance in here because her and I, we both just have such an appreciation for that movie. Like, again, the first Ace Ventura is objectively better in every way, but that sequel is so fucking fun. I don't know. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to shut up because I could just, don't get me started on that movie. I'll just talk and talk and talk. That's such an interesting flick. It's a really interesting flick to talk about. The Screen Speaks. Love your name. What's up, dude? Saying, when will Terrifier 4 come out? My big theory is that, you know, we're probably gonna get some production updates soon. You know, Mr. Damian Leone has put that in his Instagram bio, so I think we're gonna get some production updates, start to see some behind the scenes photos probably this year. I don't think it's coming out till October 2027, in my humble opinion. Big reason I say that is I feel like I remember Damien and Phil just talking about how Terrifier 3 was such a rush job. Like, I just feel like they want to avoid that for this next one. I don't know, maybe they just crank it out and it comes out in October. That would be great. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see that happen, but I also know that they're like, man, I don't think they want to rush this next one. I think they want to take their time on it. So we will see. We will see what happens. Hopefully we'll get some updates soon on it. I want to make a big video about Terrifier sometime, dude. I'm ready to cover that franchise again. We just haven't had anything like huge to really talk about outside of like some Funko Pops dropping. You know? I don't know, but really excited to talk more about that. We got Don't Kill Me, Mr. Ghostface throwing 5 out there saying, Mickey is the strongest Ghostface. Looks like McKenna and Celeste aren't going to be busting any ghosts. Okay, is McKenna Grace the one getting killed in this new... Fuck. I gotta make a video. You know what? I'm making a video about this tomorrow. Shit. That's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna watch this new trailer and then we'll do a big video on it tomorrow. That would be nuts if we just showed another death. Like we multiple days in a row we're showing all these kills. What's going on? Crazy, man. Anyways, Don't Kill Me, Mr. Ghostface. Thank you for the 5. Greatly appreciate you. We'll see who's busting ghosts, who's busting in their pants. We'll see what's going on sometime soon. For Misery Gaming saying Ace Ventura, Mask, and Dumb and Dumber is like the Jim Carrey prime of comedy. I can't argue with that. He's got some great movies under his belt, dude. I also really like Me, Myself, and Irene. I recognize that it's problematic, but it's fun as fuck. Oh man, it cracks me up every time. I don't know. I really like them. Jim Carrey, man. He's just anything he's in. I want to see. I just want to see a million more Jim Carrey movies. Even Sonic. Like, I mean, even the Sonic movies, he's just like, he's chewing up the scenery still. He's still got it. He's just great. He makes those movies for me. I don't know. Love him. You're saying check your DMs after stream, not now. Okay, I will not check them now, but I will check them after stream. Thank you, Erica. Thank you for the 2. Really appreciate you. Thank you. So much love. We also have TTV Astras throwing $2 out there. Thank you. Saying, do you think that Jill could come back in Scream 7? Honestly, I feel like at this point we would know. Just because, Matthew Lillard has been announced, Scott Foley has been announced, David Arquette. I feel like if Emma Roberts was in any way, shape, or form a part of this, we would definitely know by now. I just don't think so. I will say, and this is so interesting, so many people want Emma Roberts to be a part of this film. I've seen almost at this point as much as like people talking about Stu with Emma. It's really interesting to me. I had a guy, and I'm not going to name him, but I almost thought this was a little, it was weird. It was just kind of weird how this whole thing played out. Someone sent me an AI generated photo of like Emma Roberts and Matthew Lillard like in Ghostface costumes and masks, like taking pretend pictures on the set of Scream 7, and they were like framing it like it was like real leaked photos. And I'm just like I'm like, dude, like what if I was not, what if I was not as aware of AI as I am? What if I wasn't able to pick that up and I just decided to make a video about that? You know what I mean? Like, you send that to the wrong guy and they're going to make a video about that, and that's almost going to be kind of embarrassing. I feel, right? So I don't know if I appreciated that or not. But what I will say is, people want to see this character come back. People want to see Emma Roberts play Jill again. And I kind of understand it. I think there is more to write with that killer. She has a motive that is so crazy ahead of her time. It's something that I think is still relevant now. If you had a Ghostface with the same motive as Jill in 2026, I think it would still land, just because it is something that we're still talking about, like just the idea of people doing anything for internet fame. There's a lot of scumbags do some crazy shit just to get some views. And it's nuts. So I do think I do think it's very relevant. I feel like we could do like more stuff with Jill, and I would love to see that. I actually, if there's any character who should come back to life, I feel like it's Jill. I feel like there's absolutely more to write there for sure. But TTV Astras, thank you for the 2. Greatly appreciate your support. Do a watch party and watch all the Scream movies. Oh, I might just do that. Ghost in the Dark Kills. Josh is saying, did you cover the Terrifier game? Yes, I played through it over on the gaming channel. It is a ton of fun. It's a ton of fun. I had a really good time with it. Reminds me of the old side-scroller Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was a little buggy when it first dropped. Maybe they've updated it now. I haven't played it in like a month. But yeah, I haven't gone back to it. So I'm definitely excited to see it. Paul is throwing $5 out there saying, well, I just heard the news today. It seems my life is going to change. I close my eyes, begin to pray, then tears of joy stream down my face. Wow. That's wonderful. Do you want to share this news with us? I'm so excited for you. Hey, Paul, thank you for the 5. So much love. And congrats, whatever's going on, dude. That's awesome. Very exciting stuff. Very, very exciting stuff. What else do we got going on? Honey Goth is saying, what happened to my comment? I don't know, but I'm glad you're with us now. What's up? What's up? Welcome in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for talking a little horror. We also got Paul is also saying Jill equals best Ghostface ever. Yes. Wait, those are Creed lyrics? What? Wait, why do I not know that? What Creed song is that? I don't know. Ghost in the Dark Kills is saying, imagine if Scream 7 gets destroyed. How would you feel about that? I mean, I would doubt that. I really doubt that it gets destroyed. It's a sequel in one of the most popular slasher franchises of all time. It's gonna make money. I mean, like, even Halloween Ends, which love it or hate it, you have to admit it is a divisive film. It's not for everybody. It is definitely a bigger swing, more ambitious of an idea. I don't think I don't think something like something like that still cracks 100 million at the box office, I guess is my point. So for me, I feel like I feel like even if Scream 7 is a total miss, it's still going to totally rock. That's with Arms Wide Open. Dude, I'm not even kidding. I just listened. I had that song in my head like on Tuesday, and I was listening to it. Why do I not know that? Are those I'm questioning reality. Are those really the lyrics to that song? Okay, with arms wide open. Oh, that's why I listened to it, because I made a reference in a video recently to that. I'm like, wait, why was I even listening to that? What is time? What is reality? I don't know. I don't know what's happening anymore. So, fun fact. I should know Creed though. That's upsetting on my part. So apologies, everyone. Honey Goth is saying, I commented, then it disappeared. Oh, well, I was just asking if Jake, if you saw the new kill from the Scream 7 promo today. I'm going to watch it tonight. That promo came out like an hour after I posted my video today, so I just didn't get around to covering it. But I'll try to get something out tomorrow regarding all of that. If they showed another death, I'm going to be so mad. I'm going to be so mad. We will definitely check it out. We'll see what it's all about. But I'm hearing that... I'm hearing that another character is down for the count. So I think, sadly, we have our killers figured out at this point. I made a whole point about this in a video earlier this week. I was like, you can already narrow it down to a few people. Like if everything we saw in the trailers is legit, if these are all actual kills, well then it's these folks, and that's a shame. We'll see. I'll talk about it more very soon. So it's definitely not what I was expecting from Scream, but it's a cool death. Man, y'all got me all excited. All right, fellas. Well, I think we might transition to some games for a little while. I'm curious what you guys are. What are y'all down for? What are y'all down to play? Because I have a ton of different weird games that I'm down to play. We got we got some Dead by Daylight, we got some Phasmophobia, we got some Mortuary's Assistant. We were playing that the other night. That was kind of fun. What are y'all interested in? Let me know. Full movies, I have seen Green Room. That was a really fun watch. I really enjoyed that one. I need to rewatch that. I feel like it's more relevant now than ever. Full movies, definitely gonna have to rewatch. It's been a minute since I've seen it, so I'll have to rewatch that one. I've only ever seen it once. Kick-ass movie though, super brutal, super grounded story, and I think that's why it hurts so much. Don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel. Throwing $5 out there, thank you. Saying, I saw that the same company that's making the Saw game is also doing a John Wick game. What about a Saw Scream killer reveal? I would Saw Scream killer reveal. So you're saying like some sort of like a kill, like what do you mean by that? I guess is what I'm trying to a Saw Scream killer reveal. I don't even I guess I don't even know what you mean. But I would, that would be a weird mix of franchises to do like an original thing, like something that's kind of Saw, kind of Scream. I feel like Saw kind of has like a murder mystery element from the beginning though. In a lot of these movies we're trying to figure out who the killer is or who an accomplice is. There's some sort of twist at the end of a lot of these movies. So I feel like Saw and Scream very similar in those regards. Like I feel like they have a lot of similar DNA that works about them. Josh is saying play Congo Descent into Zinj. I should find a way to download that and, and play it. I love Congo so much. It might just be the best movie from all of the 1990s. Maybe the best one. Play the Terrifier game. Okay, I could do that. Play the Backrooms. I actually don't have that. I gotta there's a Backrooms game that looks so fucking killer. I gotta make that happen. DBD or Outlast. Outlast Trials has been highly recommended. Absolutely got to download that too. Um, I mean, we'll play some. You know what? We'll start off with a round of Terrifier, and then we'll get into something else. I will be right back. Let me just get all this set up. And as always, oh wait, hang on. Before we get to our messages, TTV throwing $5 out there saying, Jake, do you 100% believe that Stu is back, or do you believe the killer, that the killers are just new people trying to go at Sydney? I just hope they kill the film. I hope that I hope whoever it is, they're fucking awesome. I don't think they're actually people connected to the original. That's my hot take. That's my weird, outlandish guess. They're just faking it to fuck with Sydney. That's genuinely what I believe. I don't think Stu is alive, but I did want to make that video today. Honestly, I wanted to make that video today just to make my point about Angelina. And I feel like if I make a big Angelina video, no one's gonna give a shit. So I had to find a way to work Stu into there. So I don't think Stu is alive. I don't think he's getting a redemption arc. But I do think Angelina could still be alive, and I definitely think we're gonna get some new killers in this new flick. That's my guess based on what I've heard, what I know. And I'm really excited for it. You can't do Scream without a bona fide murder mystery, baby, so bring it on. TTV, thank you for the 5. Greatly appreciate you. We will be back after these messages.
Corey? I wonder what I got. Corey!
TTV, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I did see your comment. I know what you mean, my friend. I'll be right back, fellas. So I'm having trouble loading up the games for whatever reason. The Terrifier game will not load. And Dead by Daylight needs a crazy big update. So we're just going to keep chatting for a minute. Kay, did I just freak you out? I'm so sorry. I just saw TTV's comment and I was like, oh, I feel bad. Shit. I was refilling my water. I was taking a little tinkle. And we're back to it. We're gonna have some games coming up here in a second, which is gonna be fun. So we're making all this happen. Trying at least. Ghostface is taking over the stream. Yes, all kinds of ghost faces everywhere, baby. Very good stuff. I keep thinking it's 10 o'clock and it's only 9, which is nice. So that's a vibe and a half. That's a vibe and a half. So we're gonna play some Dead by Daylight tonight, ladies and gents. I haven't I got some good comments. I haven't played Dead by Daylight in a while, so I'm like, that would be kind of fun. That might be a good one. Read your comments about Netflix. Netflix features a rotating selection of classics and essential horror movies. Are you paid by Netflix? What's going on here? Ghost in the Dark Kills. Psycho Jaws, Texas Chainsaw Massacre for 2026. I mean, that's always great. You know, that's always awesome. I ain't out here, you know, trying to promote Netflix though. They got to pay me first, and then I'll not sponsored, you know. But you know, fat paycheck comes my way. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, Netflix. After Stranger Things is over now, not too many reasons to keep you around. You know, I love those classic movies, but I already got them on my shelf, baby. I got all 3 of those movies on the shelf. I'm excited to watch them, too. Ooh, excited to watch them for this. I'm so excited to start this new series this week, fellas. Really excited for this. You know, there's just not news every single day. And I'm just like this is a channel that's so reliant on getting content out like as much as possible, basically. So I'm trying to do these movie rewatch videos. I'm really excited for you guys to see how we do this series. And it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a fun new thing for the channel. So we're going to make that happen. We're going through the first 2 Strangers movies first. I'm going to be doing some of the Scream sequels. I think Scream 4 is maybe the first one I want to do. I might do like 4, 5, and 6. I want to do Screams 1, 2, and 3 as well, but I just 4, 5, and 6 are the ones I really want to rewatch before we get into 7. You're going to see Send Help on Friday. I apologize if I missed your stream. No, it's all good. I'm seeing Send Help very, very, very early on Thursday. So I'm able to stream. But it's all good, my friend. I'm excited to be talking about this one sometime soon. I mean, Sam Raimi's new movie, dude, this is going to rock. It's going to be awesome. So really excited to have more from Mr. Raimi. It's going to be fun. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. Dead by Daylight's almost done loading. Lemons fly, says Real Cinema Lemons. Where does that name come from? Do you have lemons ready to go at all times, just in case like a movie is real sour? Just like we're gonna burn through the screen with the citric acid of lemons. That's crazy. No ads for Scream 7 yet on YouTube. Oh, it's coming though. Oh, don't you worry. Don't you worry, it's happening. We're gonna have some ads momentarily. At all times, Real Cinema Lemons. Okay. I'll make sure not to say anything that pisses you off, man, because I don't want no citric acid in my eyes. My God. Dude's prepared and ready. Lemon point scale for days. That would be an insane superpower, though. I mean, like, if you could just shoot lemons out of your hands at all times, that would be great. They better not spoil any more Scream 7 deaths, ? Yeah, they better not. Or I'm going to be upsetty spaghetti. And you wouldn't like me when I'm upsetty spaghetti. I shoot lava out of my fucking hands when I get, not real Cinema Lemons. He's able to shoot lemons. I got lava hands, and it's not good. It's not, you think it would be a good power. It's not. It fucking sucks. Okay, we should get to video games before I start getting a little weird. It's that time of the night where it's getting a little weird, Here we go. Dead by Daylight's loading up, baby. Come on. Go up on the big screen. Wait for it. Wait for it. There we go, baby. Let's go. Okay, we made it happen. I'm like, sometimes it takes a minute. Oh, dude's getting vecna'd. Man, that sucks. I'm like so over Stranger Things.
This is a cold red.
Okay, we're gonna skip that. I'm sorry. I'm so. You good? Yes, I will. Yes, absolutely. Good night. We got TTV Astra saying, "Is Dead by Daylight a good game? Never played it." Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's a ton of fun. We'll kind of get into it. I'll show you what this is all about. Oh, that's kind of cool. The mind flayers in the background. Dude, thank you for the 2, by the way. Really appreciate you. I did see the Scream 7 teaser today. I apparently missed the fact that there's an apparent death in it, which is crazy. So that's nuts. I'm gonna do a whole video about it at some point in the week when I can. Oh, it's crazy. I'm a little late to the live stream, so I don't know if you covered it. Yeah, we talked a bit about it earlier. It's what I'll say though is, if they spoiled another death, I am gonna be a little salty, a little stinky and mad about it. That's what I'll say. But at the same time, I am definitely I'm still excited for Scream 7, man. I'm bummed if it's a big reveal of a death. Again, we just got one earlier in the week. Now we have another character who's dead. That would suck. Give your girlfriend some attention, cuddle. No, my girlfriend's my fiance is trying to sleep right now. She's trying to sleep, and she's on the other side of this wall right now. So she's like, please shut your loud ass up. She has an adult job where I have is this a job? Is this even that? I'm still not even sure. Water Park Simulator is also fun, says Samantha Robinson. We will absolutely do that soon. So many people dropped off yesterday when we played Fortnite, so I was like, oh, we got to do some. I think we got to do some horror games tonight, but we will do some Water Park Simulator, maybe on the next stream, if we can. But we're keeping it horror tonight. We're keeping it scary and evil. This is most definitely a job, just a fun one. And I'm grateful for that every single day, Erica, let me tell you. I used to be an electrician, and that is nowhere near as fun. Need to give you an update on Hello There soon. Some exciting stuff. We'll wrap up the project in a year. Hell yes. Really hyped. Mad hyped. I hope it kills. You feel bad for me because they 100% did reveal a death. I wish they didn't for real. It makes the movie better when you get to see all the death scenes in the movie. I just think, what sucks about the marketing now is, maybe we spoke this into existence. Maybe this is our faults, but I was like, man, they're not marketing this movie at all. Where's the marketing? And now it's too much. Now it's, we said it too many times. Man, this is fitting. We've all been talking about how much we want to Saw 11. And now we're in the Saw level. This is great. Perfect. Is it already broken? Oh, fuck, I suck. Wow, I really haven't played this game in a while. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. Who wants to hope that a character that is getting stabbed may be able to fight off Ghostface or is barely alive? No fake out deaths like in Scream 6. Yeah, I just don't think we're getting fake out deaths. Like, I feel like Scream 6, that was a huge criticism of that film. I just doubt we're doing that here in Scream 7. I've seen a few people say that. Shit. Oh God. Oh God. Oh man. Whew. That was close. We got the Xenomorph, guys. This is a fun one. Kevin should have directed 5 and 6 originally. I love Radio Silence. I can't crap on my boys. I personally like their direction for Scream. Maybe I'm weird, but I like having a new take on the franchise personally. I would actually go so far as to say I would like to see Scream get to a point where it's similar to Evil Dead, where you have like new creatives being attached to it and having each like movie be episodic. Again, I know I'm weird. Everyone wants just more Sydney and all that. Should have been Sydney's story from the beginning. You're saying I don't know. I want to see more stories explored opposed to just Sydney. That's my biggest concern going into Scream 7. I'm like, is this redundant? Like, are we just kind of doing Scream 4 again? Let me heal you up. Let me rub on your back. I got you, dog. I am definitely going to check out that Whistle movie. Really excited for that one. Got a great cast. Scream 7's coming, says JJ. Yes, it is. What movie do you want to see in theaters again? Halloween. Oh, again, for Halloween, you'd say like Scream or Scream 4. I feel like, for Halloween, I'd almost want like Scream is like my comfort franchise. That's the one I'm going to if I want to like just turn my brain off and like kind of have fun. I kind of like Halloween. I kind of want to be like scared. Maybe like I'm trying to think. Like Halloween, honestly, is a great one. Trick or Treat. Terrifier 2. Oh, shit. Dog, why are you taking your time jumping over that thing? Hey, yo, Child of the Corn, what's up, man? Scream 7 is months away. What's your expectations? I hope it's good. I didn't know they could do that. My God. I want it to be good so bad, but I have so many concerns. I have so many concerns about it. I think that Kevin's gonna do his absolute best to make it something fun, and that's like such a big thing for me. I know it's not gonna be. I know it's not gonna be awful. I know it's not gonna be like. I know it's not gonna be like I Know What You Did Last Summer last year. It's definitely gonna be better than that. But I just worry that there's so many things working against this sequel in particular that weren't big issues with 5 and 6. And I just worry that some of the things I love about Scream are just not going to be present here. So I hope it bangs, man. I hope it's so good. I hope I'm wrong about everything I'm worried about. But we will see. I'm scared, man. I'm scared. We got to have you on the page sometime, though, and talk a little bit about it, because I need a... I need a little bit of therapy, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Dude, thank you for the support, though. Really appreciate you coming in. And it's been too long, man. We gotta catch up. Channel key. I don't think I've ever used one of these before. Can I be so real? Okay. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. It's right there. You shouted me out on your community page. Thank you. I appreciate that. Ooh, that was close. That was close too. How did they not see me? That's crazy. On my way to work, but yes, brother, we need to. Good luck at work, dude. Are you doing night shifts now? You're saying there's inconsistencies with 5 and 6. The killer... Oh, jeez. Okay, shit. Killer reveals were too obvious. You know, I do agree. Scream 6 did not have a very good killer reveal, but the more I watch it, the more I kind of like it. And I made this point on a stream the other night, but I just, for me, I feel like they did it on purpose. I feel like, to me, that whole film is all about commentary on the franchise, and this might be a frustrating point to make about Scream 6. That I was even saying this earlier. I'm like, people are not going to agree with this. But I feel like they made it obvious on purpose to say, like, of course the sequel to the requel is going to have the family of the previous killer come back to, you know, go after the person that killed that character. Like that's to me, it's all observations about the franchise from radio silence, from an outside perspective. And that to me is what makes 5 and 6 like kind of fresh. But I do understand not liking that. I understand wanting a good reveal. I was disappointed in 6 when I first saw it with the reveal. I was like, what the fuck is, what the hell is this? That's the worst reveal in the franchise. But again, the more I watch it, the more I'm like, you know what, Scream 6 kind of rocks. Don't run in here. I'm trying to get a generator done, dog. I don't think they're that smart. See, I think Dermot Mulroney has that line there on purpose, though. He's like, yeah, of course it's me. That's meta, bro. That's all on purpose. And I don't know. Again, I just don't think there's anything in Scream. Like, Scream 5 has a good reveal. Like, Amber is. Are you kidding me right now? Man, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it if one more generator stops. It's crazy. To do meta commentary about the family, that they certainly didn't telegraph that that's what their intention was. I think their intention was to have an obvious family member reveal, just like in Scream 2. I mean, again, my humble opinion, maybe not everyone agrees here. Debbie Salt is one of the most obvious killers in the entire franchise. I mean, like, it is one of the most obvious killer reveals in a movie I've ever seen. I love Scream, but wow, like, Nancy Loomis is telegraphed from a mile away, in my humble opinion. And to me, Dermot Mulroney is doing a parody of that. So, in my opinion, it feels like they're doing a commentary on Scream 2 and just making fun of it. Like, I think Anime Night is saying that they just did the concept of the second movie again. I think that was on purpose. It might, again, this might not have worked for everybody, and that's totally fine. But the more I watch it, I think the more I appreciate it. as someone who is also like, I remember Scream 4 was my first movie in the whole franchise that I ever watched, and I just thought that killer reveal was amazing. Then I went back and I watched the other flicks. You know, the first one I thought was awesome, and I think is objectively like the best Scream movie. But then I watched Scream 2, and I just, like, the first time I watched Scream 2, I was so disappointed. I was just like, what? Like, that was the most obvious, that was so obvious, that reveal. That's crazy. I just have never liked Nancy Loomis, and she stands out from the other killers so much, in my opinion. So for them to kind of make fun of that in Scream 6 a little bit, I just thought was great. Oh my God. It just feels like great observations of the Scream franchise that don't feel malicious in any way. Oh God. Oh God. Stay back, stay back, stay back. Oh shit! He let me run! This is ridiculous. Oh my God. Okay, I missed some super chats. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Oh my God, that's so funny. Dude, that's the funniest shit ever. Peyton, thank you for the $2. Thank you for coming back. Really appreciate you. Hope everything's good with your phone. I'm getting ripped apart, as you can see. Oh, that's gonna be cool. Anthony's throwing $2 in there too. Child of the Corn, thank you, thank you. Film you didn't like but now love, me, Scream 4. Ooh, interesting. I have always loved Scream 4, man. I don't know. That, again, that's what got me into this franchise in the first place. I just, that was my first Scream movie. That was like, I was like, oh man, I love this. This franchise is fun. Shit is scary. Love that. So I've always really loved Scream 4. Trying to think of a movie I didn't like and like now. Scream 3, actually. I really do. The first time, I remember you know, to kind of extend that story I was just telling a second ago. I saw Scream 4, loved that movie, watched the original, thought that was great. Then I watched 2 and 3, and I was like, oh man, those were rough. I did not like either of those first time I watched them. But the more I watch both of those flicks, again, the more they grow on. The Scream movies have grown on me. You know, again, like I think 6 had some shortcomings I didn't love at first. That the more I watch it, the more I'm like, okay, that was pretty good. And the same thing with 2 and 3. I really like, but I really like all 6 of the movies now. Even though maybe at first I wasn't like crazy. There were some frustrating things about them that I was just like, this could have been cooler. Like this, you could have done something else here. Just to kind of sum up my criticisms of those movies, but I think I do really like all 6 of the Scream movies now. Burning this offering grants you protection against the loss of your item and I don't care about that. Calms the entity and slightly increases. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Sure. Let's rock on with that. Death's Name, it's a horror movie that's on Tubi. I'm trying to go through some Tubi movies I've never seen before. That might actually be fun. But yeah, you know, about Scream 6 though, I totally understand why some people don't like it. It's a weird movie where I don't think everything works. So if it's not your cup of tea, totally understandable. For me, like Scream 6 is a film that I feel like just got in my head. Like it's just like, here's all the thoughts that I have about Scream, and and I think that's part of the reason why I like it so much. I could totally see watching that though and being like, this doesn't work for me. A friend says Scream 5 and 6 are the best. He dumb. I mean, 5 and 6 I think have the most modern feel. So I think like I'm not trying to say that Scream, like, you know, the first couple Scream movies are outdated, but I feel like in terms of effective modern terror, like I feel like 5 and 6 probably have it the best. You know, again, maybe the older ones work better for you because those were the first movies you saw that really scared you from this franchise. Maybe you just prefer how that time period operated versus now. I'm someone who personally, I think that a lot of modern horror maybe scares me a little more. I don't know. Maybe that's a wild take. obviously, there's major exceptions to that rule. I mean, there's a lot of great 70s horror flicks that I think are still scary today. Yeah, again, I think I'm just a weirdo. Modern movies, I think, have a better chance of scaring me versus a lot of older ones. Like, I've seen a lot of 80s movies, especially, that are kind of just like campy and fun, and that's great. You know, nothing wrong with that. But I feel like movies nowadays are, I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just because it's now, you know, it's like it's more relatable because it's happening at this period of time versus 40 years ago. I don't know what that is. But again, not to discount movies from the past. There's a lot of great stuff from the 70s, 80s, even the 60s. I mean, Frankenstein. Guys, the original Frankenstein from, you know, James Whale, I feel like is still a very effective movie nowadays. That scene with, you know, the monster and the little girl at the lake or whatever, that's still terrifying almost 100 years later. So again, not to discount movies from the past by any means, but I do feel like more modern movies scare me more versus some of the older stuff that I've gotten into. Oh, and now here we go. Now we're doing the Hawkins Lab. Let's go, baby. Have I ever done a stream on the Saw films? We were talking about Saw 11 earlier. This was a little more of a general stream. You know, majority of people will ask about Scream, of course, but I love talking about the Saw franchise. I love those movies to death. So it is always a welcome topic of conversation around here, just for the record. Well, I fucked up. Man, stressing out here. Your list is Scream, Scream 6, Scream 2, Scream 4, Scream 5, and lastly, Scream 3. Very similar to my list. I gotta admit, Scream 4... Oh, wow. Where you at? Where you at, Vecna? Where are you being inevitable? I think some consistency for me is like, I think Scream 1's always going to be at the top. I think Scream 3 is always going to be at the bottom. And Scream 4 is probably always going to be my favorite sequel. But you can kind of change around the rest of the franchise in a bunch of different ways. Oh, I thought he didn't see me. Please say, is Sydney's daughter in the kill scene? Because she's close to Sydney. I really don't think Sydney's daughter... There's no way she's dying in this flick. Come on now. What makes those films great is that in the first you root for... Hang on. What makes those films great is that at first you root for the people to get out of the trap, only to learn that they did terrible things that make you side with John Kramer. Yeah, but is John Kramer right in his fucked up philosophy? It is, you know, it's a moral quandary. For sure. I think what is cool, something about Saw 3D that I love, and there's not a lot to love about that film. But something about that movie I do really enjoy is that they kind of deal with the aftermath of Saw trap victims. Like, there's one scene in particular, there's a therapy scene where they're kind of talking a little bit about how, you know, how the different people have gone about their lives after being in the traps. And I remember the one lady says something like, this didn't help me at all.
I am superior.
Sorry, I'm totally riffing because I'm stressed out in this video game right now. Running up that hill, running up that building. Well, think about this. He put a woman who killed her baby and framed her husband. Oh, yeah, I mean, look. There's a lot of satisfying deaths in this franchise. Do not get me wrong.
You only delay the inevitable.
Oh, I'm not falling for that honeypot. I see you, Vecna. I ain't falling for that. Ooh, baby. Anime night, I think what's so funny about this conversation is that, you know, you are right. Like, you are totally right in the sense that there are a lot of, you know, bad people that John puts in the traps. But I think the big conversation with Saw right now is, you know, if that idea, that mindset for John Kramer, is that really what was intended with the original film? I think that's just such an interesting... Okay, Vecna's gone. I think that's just such an interesting thing to dive into, you know? James Wan has just made a big point about how he wants to get back to John being more about going after people who don't appreciate life versus scumbags, you know? And I think that's really interesting. So it's fun that we're talking about this, I think. So I'm excited to see what James Wan does with the 11th movie. Ooh, I see a generator. Let's go, baby. The Halloween video game is going to be the best gun media slasher game. I just know it. It's going to have an... Nope. Shit. Oh, you missed me. Can you believe I tricked him like that?
Reshape the world.
Oh, I ain't getting involved in all that. Oh no. Yeah, nope. We're leaving. We out. What the? Dude, are you kidding me right now? Are you absolutely... Oh, man, I'm so mad. I'm so mad right now. Fuck this guy. I just got out of here. Oh, nope. No, you don't, Vecna. No, you don't. Oh, crap. Oh my god, I'm stressed. I am stressed. Where you at? Where you at, buddy? Scare your girl with the ghost face mask? Oh no, she'll kill me. She will not be happy about that. Of course, the most favorite part of the Saw films is how the plot twists near the end of each film, that there were clues about it, and we don't see it until the big reveal. I feel like a lot of the Saw films get the twist down really well. Not all of them, but there's usually a pretty good twist. Like, I feel like at least the first 4 movies have really good twists. You can't say that about most franchises, man. I mean, that's pretty cool. I don't know. I just love those first 4 Saw movies. I just love the death. 5 is a bit of a miss. 6 is great again. 7's weird. Don't know if I love everything about 7. I don't hate it. Jigsaw's kind of whack again. Spiral, I'm a little bit of a defender of, and then Saw X is amazing. I didn't watch Stranger Things or Wednesday's new episodes because it's reminding me of my girl lots. Oh, I got you. Do you got like a long distance girlfriend or like a something? I don't know. Let me know. I rarely lose when I play Killer. I've played it long enough to use Fugitive Chase, Iron Grasp. Oh wow. So you got I don't know why I keep going up here. You got all kinds of skills in this game, huh? I'm not great at this, but I'm trying.
I will reshape the world.
Nope. Nope. We ain't falling for that. I ain't falling for none of that, Vecna. Oh, I think he's coming. Reducing that timer. Here we go. Here we go, baby. Let's go. Jamming out to some Kate Bush. Oh, he's right there. He is right. Oh, I found another totem. I'm just cleansing. That's all I can do. We're apart now, so if I watch something that reminds me of her, it'll miss me more and cry lots. Hey, you know, it's all good. It's a part of life. It sucks, but just got to move on, you know? It's one of those things. But good luck to you, my friend. That's what I'll say. This too shall pass, as they say. Jakey, how you doing? Magnificent logo. I'm freaking fantastic. I'm playing some video games. I just got a good skill check. Can we get a great one, though? Can it be great? I'm always here for them great skill checks. Is Vecna close? Fuck. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no, no. Shit. What up, dude?
I am inevitable.
Holy cow, holy cow, holy cow. I'm on the edge of my seat right now. Edge of my seat. Oh my god, he's right there. Shit. Shit, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god, stay away. Damn. You can't hide, you know, you can't always hide everywhere. Oh my god, it's fine. Brutal, dude. I don't like that he can turn into a little meat monster on the floor, guys. I feel like that's crazy. Hex Dumb Pup? Is that the name of someone? Who got so lucky to have their name be Steve Harrington, though? Is that a bot? What's going on here? Erica's back. Thanks for hanging out with us, Erica. Oh, of course the door's open when I'm dying on the hook. Brutal. I'm following you. Where are we going? Well, shit. Oh God. Does Vecna see me over here? That's the question. I don't know where the exit is on this map, guys. I don't remember. I have no memory of where that's at. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Come on now. Come on now. All we gotta do is open this door, and then we're scot-free. I don't know where that happened. I can't see any bodies. I'm sorry. I'm leaving. We've done it. Houston, we have takeoff. Let's go. Oh, man. That's what I'm talking about. A little nasty dub on our second go around in Hawkins' lab, and we escaped 5 chases. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, that's what it's all about. Let's get some blood points. How we doing out there in the chat? How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Is it late on a Wednesday night? Should I call it quits? I'm feeling good. I don't know about you guys. The one thing that still excites me about the 5th Scream film, where they got James and Chelsea from Dead Meat to make a cameo, I love that. I love that so much in Scream 5, man. When I saw that the first time in theaters, I was shocked. I was like, no way they're in here. That's great. I love them so much. So it was so cool to see them in that flick. I just love Jack Quaid, man. Jack Quaid and Melissa Barrera, I don't know. You can't lose with those two. There's some of my favorite upcoming stars. Already in some great stuff. Got some crazy careers ahead of them too, I think. This is very off topic, but what are your thoughts on Avengers Doomsday? You know, I'm excited for it. I'll see it. I guess I'm just not as into Marvel as I used to be. Dude, I'll tell you what, though. If you would have talked to Jake in high school, I was the biggest Marvel dork. I loved those movies. I don't know. Now I'm just not as hyped about them. I don't know what that is. Like, I just feel like there's so many more misses these days than there used to be. And maybe that's just because there's simply more content. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just because I'm crazy. I'll see Dooms. I'm going to see Doomsday. You know, of course, I'm going to watch it. You know, Robert Downey's back. He's the bad guy this time around. I mean, that's going to be fun. I'll see it, you know, but... Amber is one of my favorite killers in the whole franchise. That reveal got me so good. Jaw was on the ground. I was, like, losing it. I've had so many people say I saw her coming from a mile away. I think they're lying to me. I was not thinking about Amber at all. I mean, Amber was not even remotely on my suspect list at one point in the film. I was too focused. I was so focused on Jack Quaid. You know, I was just like, it's Jack Quaid. Like, it is definitely Jack Quaid. When Amber, oh my God, when she shoots Liv in the face, I'll never forget that theater. That was one of the best theater moments I've ever had in my life. People say that Marvel's for adults and DC's for kids. Who's saying that? I feel like DC, from what I've seen of them recently, I mean, that Superman movie was one of the most like deep thinking, well constructed superhero flicks I've seen in a very long time. Probably the best time I've had with a superhero flick in a couple of years. I loved that Superman movie. I don't know why it got so much hate. I thought it rocked. I had a really good time with that. The last Marvel movie I feel like I really liked was probably Thunderbolts. Fantastic Four wasn't bad. That was also pretty solid. I think I liked Thunderbolts a little more. I still think that James Gunn's Superman, I still think that was much better than both of those flicks, though. I really enjoyed that one. I remember how Amber pretends to be stabbed, but Sydney and Gil aren't buying it. Yeah, I mean, at that point. Yeah, at that point, it's like, of course she's faking it, right? 5 and 6 are fun. I'm excited to rewatch them. That's going to be a fun... I'm doing like a video of me rewatching them here soon, and I think it's gonna be a cool little series. Yo, Kyle, what's going on, dude? Saying good evening. Stranger, how are you doing? Been a while. I'm glad you're here. Can't wait for spring. So excited for Scream in a month. I know, dude. I'm really excited for it. It's gonna be an event. You know what I mean? I hope it's good. I hope it rocks. I hope it delivers the goods. And either way, I mean, it's going to be so much more to add to the conversation. You know, I feel like when we do this all the time, like we get into a habit of repeating ourselves. And I'm just excited to have new things to talk about revolving around Scream. So it's going to be fun. It's definitely going to be fun to have some more shit to get into. Vigo's jar of salty lips. Let me some salty lips. You wore your Ghostface robe to your Scream 6 screening on March 11th. Nice. I miss it. So long ago it feels. I was sad that Tara and Sam won't appear in the 7th film. Yeah, I'm pretty bummed about that. Erica, this is kind of how I feel too. I loved Sam. I just did not care about Tara at all. I don't dislike Jenna Ortega by any means, but I just don't feel like I cared about that character. Like, I don't know what it was. I mean, I just think about, you know, the conversations we have about Scream characters, and we never talk about Tara. I mean, we never talk. You know, we bring up Mindy a lot. A lot of people are like, oh, Mindy's kind of annoying. Mindy is twice the character that Tara is. I'm so sorry, man, but there's so much. Like, Mindy, yeah, not everything's, like, great. Not everything works with her, but I think she's a much better character than Tara. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but Tara, to me, is like she's an extension of Sam. She just builds off of that character. She's an interesting just foil to make Sam a better lead. That's all I see her as, sadly. I have to agree, Erica. You know, it bums me out to even say that because I think Jenna Ortega is great. I think she's good in a lot of stuff. But I just, not really sure what was going on there. She's not in Scream 7 because she's working on Wednesday. Is that why? She specifically said that she didn't want to work on Scream 7 after what happened with Melissa. Well, she didn't specifically say that. She alluded to that, is what I'll say. But yes, the official reason is because she was working on Wednesday season 2. But, you know, I feel like it was probably because of that. TTV's peacing out. I'll be back for your next stream. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. I'm probably going to play one more game and call it a night. It's been a crazy time. I'm ready for some shut-eye, guys. I am ready for a nap. It's been a crazy day, and we got a fun day tomorrow too. So a lot of cool stuff coming your way. A lot of good videos. I'm really excited for it all. Here's a question: besides Dead Meat, who would you like to see make a cameo in a sort of future Scream video? My choice would be Decker Shadow. I don't think I know who that is. In like a future Scream thing, I'm trying to think. Who would I want to have a cameo? I mean, like, I of course would like a cameo. I would love to be in the next Scream movie. Who do I think would be a really good addition, though? I'd love to see 3C Films in there. I think he would do a really good job at being like the shit talker podcast. You know, if you were kind of doing something similar to the Dead Meat cameo, I'm trying to think what like if you had like influencers in there, you know, where would you put them? Could you do like a, you know how like Linda Blair is like in a single scene of the original Scream? Could we do something like that? Where it's like we're conflicting reporters all on the scene, like the entourage of different reporters. Like that would be cool if it was like 3C Films, Dead Meat, myself. I would do anything for that. That would be great. Just to have like my face in a Scream movie would be the greatest thing ever. That just feels like such a harder thing to make happen versus any other franchise. Like Scream is so Hollywood, man. You gotta know people who know people kind of vibe. What killer is that, man? That sounds angry. Oh, man. Check him out on YouTube. I will. You guys see the Demogorgon just totally miss me there? He's just standing right there. He doesn't even notice. I'm Tecker Shadow, the internet personality with the best hair. Is that his like line, his like intro line? Because that's pretty funny. I am not going in the basement to get that person. Okay, I'm gonna go save him. I lied. I know this is a mistake, but I'm doing it anyways. Basement is a death sentence. Here we go, here we go. The screams sound terrifying. Wait until you hear the grunts. Oh, man. I just want to get to that generator, baby. I have 2 Ghostface shirts. I have one that says, "What's your favorite scary movie?" on it, or it's just Ghostface. I've been thinking about wearing one of them for Scream 7. Oh, yeah. You know, Ghost in the Dark Kills. You could wear a shirt that says "Stu is Daddy" on it, which is currently at the Killjoy Jake merch store. I'm sorry. I'll shut up. I'll stop with the shameless plugs. I'm real. That shirt's so funny to me, though. I had to make it. You know, give it a look. Give it a look. See. Who knows? I think I'm visible right now. Oh no. Eric is sharing the link. That's too funny. Shameless plug, but all the shame at the same time. Being a YouTuber is really embarrassing, just for the record. Like, it's kind of, you know what I did today for 20 minutes? This stream is secretly sponsored by Jake. I mean, yeah. For 20 minutes, I took pictures of myself for thumbnails today. That I can't I can't even describe how embarrassing that is. Oh shit. Serpentine pattern, serpentine pattern. Oh my god, he's right there. Sir. Sir. Huh? My guy lunged. You agree about Tara, is what you're saying? Tara's character was very underdeveloped. Only worked because of Jenna Ortega. Oh my god. You know, the other thing about Tara, I'm just so good at juking. I'm kidding. The other thing about Tara for me is, like, I feel like she should have just been the opening kill of Scream 5. Is that crazy? Like, is that reductive? Is that a reductive take? Because, like, the whole point of that scene is for her to be still alive. I don't know, man. I think they should have just made Jenna Ortega opening kill of Scream. Like, she fits the bill. You know what I mean? She's like, here's this up-and-coming A-lister who's now gonna get killed. She gets Sam to Woodsboro. We could spend more time with Sam, developing her character in different ways than what they did in 5. I actually think, you know, I'm gonna go so far as to say that had they killed Tara, that might have been even more interesting, because Sam is kind of all on her own now. Like, she left home because of drugs and stuff. But now she is, like, by definition alone. Like, there's no way to argue it. No other way to spin it. You know, her mom doesn't care about her kind of thing. Her sister, oh shit. As a YouTube content creator, taking thumbnail pics for my vids are always annoying to do. I don't like putting myself in my thumbnails. I don't like, no one's clicking on my videos because of this ugly mug. But I'm trying out something. A lot of reaction thumbnails I'm noticing have the people on them, so I'm trying that out. I'm coming to help you. I'm coming to help you, buddy. We got this, we got this, we got this. Great skill. Guys, I wanted one of those all night. Oh, I'm the happiest little guy. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. We can do this. We can do this. You know, and my problem with Dead by Daylight is I'm just so committed. I have to finish something. I can't just run away when I see a big scary monster. I have to finish what I'm doing. And that leads to this every single time. Oh, man. Old King Sisyphus, rolling the boulder up the mountain. Help me out, Rick Grimes. Let's go find Coral. Oh, I don't have that healing perk. Dang it. Oh, shit. Oh, man, this ain't looking good. It's looking... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That was the stupidest game of chicken I've ever played in my life, dude. Are you kidding me? Well, that's a sad way to end the night, but here we are. Brutal. The Demogorgon got me. I've been gorgoned. Why do you think this game does well, but Chainsaw Massacre died? I feel like because this is kind of like, and I hate to say it, I feel like this is kind of like the Fortnite of horror. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's so many different kinds of characters. They're always doing events. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that really has that is a much more limited fan base versus something like this. I mean, dude, there's like, go check out all the killers and shit, man. There's so many different people. I mean, you got Ghostface, you got Vecna now. You know, all the Stranger Things people are here. That's that's just what's trending, right? I don't know if this is a better game than some of the other horror games out there, but I think that it's definitely like hits on the big topic at hand, right? All right, fellas. I'm tired. I need a nap, so I'm gonna go take a nap. But I will see you guys live on the Kill Zone tomorrow night over on the Night Watch Zones page. We'll be live on here Friday night as well. Go see some movies. Let's go talk about those horror movies. We got a bunch of new horror flicks this weekend. Much love. Thanks for hanging out with us. As always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Bye-bye.